It is a football Friday night, week 6 of the high school football season. Welcome to High School Football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Coach Michael Short will be in later. Chad Barnett, our hard-working entire crew here from After the Game with you all the way for about the next 3 hours with all the scores and the highlights. We're coming to you tonight from the Sound Solutions Media Center at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. All non-region games tonight. Some unique games going on across the state tonight. You'll see that as we run through our scores, and it's time for that right now. Our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard gets us started tonight, and we are going to begin down at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga, number 2 in Class 3A. The Piedmont Bulldogs remain undefeated. They go in and they rout BB Comer tonight. This was not close from beginning to end. Piedmont wins the game 61-0 tonight down in Sylacauga. Also playing down south, had a lot of Calhoun County teams going south into central Alabama tonight. White Plains was one of those. The Wildcats win tonight in New Site. They beat the Horseshoe Bend Generals tonight 40-7 the final as White Plains picks up win number 2 in the Clint Smith era out at White Plains. Also tonight, it was homecoming on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. Ohatchee beats Donahoe, picks up their second win. Donahoe falls to 0-6. The Indians win it 42-6 tonight out on the Creek Bank at Ohatchee. The number 4 team in the state in the AISA poll, Abbeville Christian. They got a couple of SEC prospects from down in Abbeville and Henry County coming north to play Hope Christian. It was senior night at Hope tonight because this is Hope's last home game. They're on the road the rest of the season. Abbeville Christian coming in against a really beat-up Hope Christian team. They are physically injured. A lot of guys that are out. Abbeville wins tonight down at Big Jack Stovall Park in Oxford, 64-21 the final tonight. Big bounce-back win for the Oxford Yellow Jackets tonight. We will have highlights of this game coming. Oxford tonight bouncing back big time as they beat Helena. Oxford beats up on the Huskies tonight, 42-7. We will have highlights of that game on the way. Also highlights of this game. Not surprised that Cleburne County won the game over at the Pit in Heflin, but Cleburne County, their homecoming tonight, they beat Walter Welborn 41-12. We'll have highlights to show you the homecoming queen over at Heflin tonight as Cleburne County wins big by 4 touchdowns over the Panthers. Also tonight, Anniston, number 5 team, very impressive team in Class 4A. They beat Pleasant Grove tonight at Lot Mosby Memorial Stadium, 41-13. We will have the head coach of the Anniston Bulldogs, Coach Rico Jackson, will join us live right here on After the Game, coming up a little bit later on as he'll make his way down Layton Avenue to our studios here in just a few moments. Also tonight, another team from Calhoun County going south tonight, and that was the Sacs Wildcats. Scored a lot of points, but they were down 40s, but they lose the game 46-19. Central of Coosa wins it 46-19 as Sacs wins that game, or should say Central of Coosa wins that game 46-19. Down at Hanover in Coosa County tonight. Also, as we roll on, number 7 Alexandria. We will show you highlights of this game tonight. Number 7 Alexandria beating Sardis tonight, 51-13. A lot of pregame festivities going on there. Alexandria honoring their 1985 state championship team, 40-year anniversary of that one. Also the 1995 championship team, 30-year anniversary of that one. Also longtime Alexandria coach Frank Tucker, also a former quarterback for the Valley Cubs. They honored him in pregame tonight. We're going to show you all of that tonight. Number 7 Alexandria in Class 4A rolling over Sardis tonight, 51-13 out of Death Valley. Highlights of that game on the way. Also this evening, it was number 6 in 1A, Winterboro at home. This is another Calhoun County team traveling south tonight. Winterboro beating Weaver 31-20 tonight in that game down in Talladega County at Winterboro. Also tonight, it was Jacksonville and Corner playing at Corner. This is a defensive struggle all the way through. Our reigning Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week, Jacksonville, loses a tough one tonight. At Corner, they lose the game 17-7 over in Jefferson County. Jacksonville coming back to region play next week as Springville comes in to Golden Eagle Stadium. Jacksonville Christian still looking for a final on this. This was a rematch of last year's Christian Football Association title game down in Tuscaloosa. That was a controversial type game last year. JCA won the state championship. This is the rematch. and taking place in Meridian, Mississippi tonight. Still looking for a final in that game between Russell Christian and Jacksonville Christian. Also this evening, Pleasant Valley, the number 8 team in Class 2A, at home at Raider Field, doubling up Woodland tonight. They beat a pretty good Bobcat team, 54-27, the final in that one. Randolph County and Ranburne, old rivalry tonight down in Wedowee at Hewlin-Humphrey Stadium. Randolph County wins it 34-7 over the Ranburne Bulldogs tonight as RCHS goes to 4-1. Great game at Wright Field in Roanoke tonight. Number 10 in Class 2A Lynette loses. We got a little something going on with our score there, but it's 15-13. Hanley did win the game. We got 15-1, but it was 15-13. Hanley did win the game. This was a defensive struggle that was close all the way. Bit of a mild upset, I guess you would say, the 4A team beating the 2A team, but the 2A team was ranked. We got that corrected there. Hanley beats Lynette tonight, 15-13. Last night, great game by Wadley. They were down early to Glenwood. Great 3A school, but number 1 Wadley pours it on in the second half. Really wasn't this close. Wadley beats Glenwood 35-21 last night. Number of games down to our south delayed by lightning tonight. This was one of those. Top 10 matchup in Class 5A. Central of Clay County hosting Scottsboro at Volunteer Stadium. This game did not kick off till about 8 o'clock. Still going on in the fourth quarter. Last report we had, Clay Central leading Scottsboro 19-9. 19-9. That's early fourth quarter, probably 26-9 now. They just give me an update. Central Clay now has extended the lead to 26-9 over Scottsboro tonight down at Volunteer Stadium. Jemison and Sylacauga. This is a new score coming in. Sylacauga gets the win tonight as they go to the Jemison House of Pain, the Jayhawk, over in Jemison tonight, and Sylacauga wins it 43-36 over the Jemison Panthers. Big win for Sylacauga tonight and Coach Chris Smelly. Fayetteville and Ragland. This is another new score coming in. Fayetteville beats Ragland tonight. Fayetteville probably the most underrated 1A team in this state. At Farm Links Field tonight, they hand Ragland a loss 59-12. Ragland had never lost to the Wolves. You see that. That has changed now. Tonight, Fayetteville, they've suffered a lot of misery through the years to Ragland, but not tonight. John Limbaugh and the Fayetteville Wolves get a big win, 59-12 over the Ragland Purple Devils. Vincent and Childersburg playing tonight. Another new score coming in. Number 7 team in the state in Class 2A. Vincent at home tonight. They beat the Childersburg Tigers. That's a big rivalry game. Vincent wins that one 40-15. Yesterday afternoon, you'll have to wait 3 weeks for Alabama and Tennessee. Alabama School for the Deaf and Tennessee School for the Deaf played yesterday afternoon at Kiwanis Field in Talladega. ASD picks up their first win of the year as they beat the Tennessee School for the Deaf 56-26 yesterday in Talladega. We will have highlights of this game coming. Another impressive win by Westbrook Christian. They beat Munford tonight 49-0. My crew was at that game. We'll show you a lot of highlights in the first half. We'll show you the Westbrook homecoming queen as well as Westbrook beats Munford tonight 49-0. Northside, an undefeated team from Samantha in Tuscaloosa County. Out on the north side there of Lake Tuscaloosa, number 7 team in 5A. They come in and beat Lincoln tonight as they beat the Golden Bears 40-13 the final. Victory Christian tonight. This is another new final. This was close throughout. They beat Francis Marion. We got Francis Marlin, but it was Francis Marion. Victory Christian beat Francis Marion tonight down in Pell City 21-14. Second win of the year for Victory Christian and Matt Griffith. This will surprise some folks. Not that Auburn won, but the way that they won. Number 5 Auburn tonight down at Duck Sanford Stadium in Auburn. They beat number 2 and 5. That's number 5 and 7A beating number 2 and 5A Moody tonight 41-7. As Moody's 2 losses are to 2 really much bigger schools. Gainesville, Georgia on the road, Auburn on the road, big margins, but again, Moody still undefeated as far as in their classification. But they lose tonight to Auburn, 41-7, the final down in Lee County. St. Clair County and Shelby County playing in Odenville tonight. St. Clair County goes to 4-1. They beat a pretty good Shelby County Wildcat team tonight, 42-7, the final from Odenville. Asheville Bulldogs. Look at what Mark Sanders has done at Asheville. Asheville tonight beating Decatur Heritage This was a replacement game. This was supposed to be Asheville and Talladega. That game didn't happen. Talladega dropped them. Asheville went and picked up Decatur Heritage. They come to Ken Logan Stadium. Asheville wins the game 41-17 over Decatur Heritage. Third win in a row. They've beaten Adiana, they've beaten Etowah, and tonight they beat Decatur Heritage over at Ken Logan Stadium. Sandrock and Collinsville tonight, still looking for a final in this one. Collinsville had a big lead up at the Rock. This was a 5-touchdown lead. The last report we had was 56-18. We just got that score in. Collinsville does win the game over Sandrock tonight. Tanner Nelson, the head coach at Sandrock, that's his alma mater, is Collinsville. He's taking on his alma mater tonight in only his first season as the head coach at Sandrock. And Collinsville wins the game 56-18. Again, we'll show you highlights of complete highlights, post-game interview. We've got it all covered from the game last night at Bobby Joe Johnson Field and Center. Number 4 in 4A Cherokee County beating Shades Valley last night 28-13, setting up that big showdown next week at Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium. It'll be a top 5 probably showdown coming up next week, and that will be between Anniston and Cherokee County. Of course, we will have the head coach of the Anniston Bulldogs, Rico Jackson, will join us live here on the show. Guys, I'll tell you in the back, I just got a text here. Clay Central is now a final. They have beaten Scottsboro tonight by a score of 26-9. Clay Central wins over Scottsboro in that top 10 matchup in 5A tonight at Volunteer Stadium. Clay Central wins it 26-9. Now let's go back, catch up on some Cherokee County scores. Verbena tonight, they make the long road trip from Chilton County to Galesville. They beat the Trojans 14-6. This was 0-0 at halftime. Verbena wins it in the second half. Spring Garden and Cedar Bluff. Spring Garden wins the game 42-14 tonight. That is only, as you will see there, that is only the 8th win ever by Spring Garden over Cedar Bluff. In all the years they've been playing, Cedar Bluff has won 43 times, but tonight Spring Garden gets the win out at Spring Garden, 42-14 the final, Spring Garden. Whitesburg Christian tonight comes in. We don't have that up yet, but Whitesburg did win the game. They beat Gaston tonight out at Shinbone Ridge at Gaston. 31-6 is the final score. Also, our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week tonight was out at Hoax Bluff. Maybe the biggest Hoax Bluff-Glencoe game in 10 years, but Hoax Bluff bouncing back after that loss to Anniston. They've now won 10 in a row. Glencoe much improved, but Hoax Bluff beats Glencoe tonight 49-21. We will have complete highlights, post-game reaction, Coach Short talking to Coach Rob. We'll have all that for you, player interviews and all that coming from from Hoax Bluff tonight, where Hoax Bluff beats Glencoe by a score of 49-21. Southside tonight wins over Etowah at Jim Glover Field in Attala. Big win in that Highway 77 rivalry. Southside wins it 21-10. We will have highlights of this game. Another one of my stops with my crew tonight was over at Philip Ellen Stadium in Gadsden, where Coosa Christian taking on Blunt. Blunt won 5 5A state championships in the 90s. They were the team of the 90s. They're a 6A school from Metro Mobile, from out in 8 Mile in northern Mobile County, coming up chartered buses from 6-hour drive up I-65 and up I-59. A really good team. They played a brutal schedule, Blunt has, in Class 6A, but tonight they were no match for the number 3 team in 2A. Coosa Christian, Rush Probst, and the Conquerors tonight win it 25-14, the final score from Gadsden. We will have highlights of that game. That was a defensive struggle for a long time till late into the fourth quarter before the scoring got underway. Now, we had 3 games, some other games around the state we need to tell you about. First thing is number 10, Bob Jones. They lose to Gadsden City tonight, 27-24. The Titans go on the road to Madison, beat the number 10 team in 7A. Big win for Ollie Smith and the Gadsden City Titans tonight as they win that game at Bob Jones, 27-24. West End Patriots tonight, we don't have that up there, but they did lose at Vinemont tonight. Vinemont wins the game 28-0 over West End. That was the final score in that game. Also, a top matchup in Class 4A tonight, the number 5 versus number 6 matchup, or I should say number 6 and 4A Good Hope playing at number 5 in Class 1A Addison. It's a 4A 1A matchup, and the 4A wins it. Number 6 Good Hope, the Raiders, beat Addison. That was by a score of 41-6. Also tonight, looking at Montgomery Academy and Luverne. It's a huge game. Luverne, you'll see in our extra points we got coming up. Luverne is one of the, statistically, they are the #1 offense in the state of Alabama. #2 team in 2A, playing at #6 Montgomery Academy. If you read our High School Football Alabama, the magazine, you'll know that back in August, I picked Montgomery Academy to be in the Super 7 in Class 3A. They are 5-0 right now, playing at home tonight, ranked #6 in 3A. And there's the score. Luverne beats them tonight. Now, Luverne, I think, is legit. Luverne beats Montgomery Academy 48-45. What a ball game tonight down in Montgomery as Luverne comes in and beats Montgomery Academy, the 2A beating the 3A 48-45. Some other scores from around the state tonight. Last night, Clay Chalkville is kind of like Alabama and Georgia. You know how Alabama just has Georgia's number so far? Well, Clay Chalkville was the same way with Thompson. Thompson has been the dominant 7A program for the better part of the last decade here in Alabama, but they just can't beat Clay Chalkville, and they didn't last night. Clay Chalkville, the #1 team in 6A at home, beats #2 Thompson. 28-24 was the final last night out at Clay as Clay Chalkville beats Thompson 28-24. And Opelika and Pike Road playing tonight. That's the final score that just came in. Opelika wins the game down at Bulldog Stadium. #6 in 6A beating #7 in 6A Pike Road. Great ball game tonight. Had some great games tonight in the big school categories in the state. Opelika beating Pike Road 24-22 the final tonight as Opelika wins down at Bulldog Stadium. They go to 5-1 on the year. And we're coming back here on High School Football Alabama's After the Game. We got a lot of stuff going on tonight. Alexandria cheerleaders, Todd Ginn of the Valley Cubs will be in. We've also got the head coach of the Anniston Bulldogs, Coach Rico Jackson, on his way. All kind of scores and highlights. Right now, though, one of the things we started new this year on After the Game was we wanted to select a play of the night. And we unveil that on Saturday mornings. And we do that around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. We review all the plays that we have, and we've got hundreds of plays every week. And so we wanted to have a play of the night. Well, we partnered with the folks at Core Sports Medicine, and they jumped on board with us, and it has been a success. We've had a lot of folks on Saturday mornings watching this play of the night, and we've got the fine folks here, great supporters of high school athletics here in East Alabama. The folks from Core Sports are with us. We got Dr. Jeffrey Waller with us. We got Dr. Clinton Ray. They're live in studio with us. Men, good evening.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, we
Had to have y'all with us tonight. They sit in with me going through all those scores here at our Sound Solutions Media Center. Guys, I think we've got, not to give too much away, but we got 2 90-plus yard touchdown passes tonight from games that are going to be candidates for that. So we'll see those in the highlights. We'll pick probably one of those unless there's something I haven't seen that's probably going to be our play of the night. But thank you guys for bringing folks that play of the night every week.
Well, thank you for having us. And yeah, there's some electric plays that went down in Oxford tonight. And
That's
so
one of them, I think, Doctor. I think that's one of them.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah. Guys, tell us about your involvement in high school athletics specifically, because you guys have been strong supporters of high school athletics here in East Alabama for a lot of years. It's a real commitment that you've made. You do a lot of other things besides just high school athletics, but you made a real commitment to high school athletics here in East Alabama.
Well, between the two of us, we have 36 years of high school experience. And so we've been taking care of the football players, the cheerleaders, the coaches, pretty much everybody. And so we have a really good organization, and we enjoy partnering with you guys and trying to get y'all's message out and showing what we can do to help keep the kids in the game.
Absolutely. That's the thing that has changed over the years from the time that I was maybe in high school 40 years ago. If you had a knee injury back in those days, your career might be over, and it might be a year before you were back. Now, you guys are so skilled at what you do, and you got the latest technology that it's amazing how quickly these guys are coming back now.
Well, I think it's a team effort. You know, we have trainers that are out there that assess the injuries. We have nighttime clinics. And then we got physical therapy groups, you know, that are very aggressive. So you're taking kids, getting them back in months, not years. And so it takes a team effort. You know, we're just part of the equation. We're here to help. And, you know, Clint was gracious to bring me on, and we've been doing it for 13 years now. And it's been a good run, and we're excited.
Absolutely. It's not just, hey, we talk about high school athletics, and you take great care of those high school athletes, but you take care of people of all ages. What are the other things that you do? We talk about knee injuries, ACLs and MCLs and things like that, but there's a whole lot more that you guys do. Tell us about that.
Well, one of the things we do is after your injury, 20, 30 years later, things don't go exactly perfect every time, and over the years you end up with some degenerative arthritic change. So we do a lot of total knees, total hips, total shoulders, pretty much anything that you need.
And y'all are in a great location right there on Highway 78 in Oxford. So for this part of the state, so many people come to the Oxford-Anniston area. It's a hub of central Alabama, and you're right in the center, literally, of that hub. So it's easy for folks from all over this area, not just Oxford, not just Calhoun County, but counties down the south, Clay and Randolph and Cleburne, to the north, Etowah County. You're an Etowah County guy like I am. And you got folks that come from all over because it's so convenient to come to your location.
It is. It's a really nice location. We do some outreach clinics down in Clay County area, and we extend all the way to the border in Georgia.
Wow.
People all the way up past Piedmont and near toward Rome. So it's a large capture area. I think we offer a diverse product, and so sports medicine we always focus on kids, but really sports medicine to me is the continuum of care from when they're a kid to when they're adults. It's all the same. It's a continuum of injuries, and we see a bunch of shoulders, knees, hips, and pretty much can tackle anything you can throw at us.
All right, so before we wrap up our time here, I got to ask, all the advancing technology and there's new things coming, it seems like on a daily basis. What's next? What's on the horizon for you guys? What have you kind of got your eye on as far as where we're going in the future?
Well, when I do my total joints, I use a robot. So there's AI is coming into the area, but there's not an AI. No robot can use a hammer like we can. So it's, I think our jobs are safe for a little while.
All right.
But what we like to do is we like to stay in the background. I mean, the whole point is to have the kids and the weekend warriors do what they want to do and not really even need us. That's our goal, to help them get back to where they want to be. And we just kind of stay in the background and smile.
We've just scratched the surface before we go. Let folks know, I mean, websites and things like that. How's the best way to contact and find out all the services and things that you offer at CORE?
Yeah, I mean, we're on all the social platforms, Facebook, CoreSportsMedicine.com. We have a website. You mentioned where we are. We're local, right across from the Surgery Center on 78 in the Med Spa building. So easily accessible. Feel free to give us a call anytime, and we're always there. One of us is always in the office. One of us is always in surgery. So no matter what comes down, there's always somebody there to at least have a look at you.
All right, 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, go to our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama. After the game, look for our CORE Sports Medicine Play of the Night. And here's the thing, you viewers out there, at the end of the regular season, we're going to take all 11 of the regular season weeks' Plays of the Night, and we're going to let you vote for a couple of weeks in November for the Play of the Year. And then Dr. Lawler and Dr. Ray and myself are going to come out to that winning high school and present our Play of the Year to the players for that, so we're excited about that.
I look forward to it.
All right, Dr. Clinton Ray, Dr. Jeffrey Lawler from CORE Sports Medicine, our guest tonight here on After the Game. We come back, we got a lot to do. We got guests, we got highlights, we got region rundown, we got awards, we got a lot going on as we roll on a Football Friday night presented by the Calhoun County Commission.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, for FHA housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
It's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub.
All right, that is, we'll tell you who those folks are there because they may be a little bit confused because they're not wearing orange tonight. So we'll tell you about that. USA Softball of Alabama, let's tell you about those folks bringing you our scoreboard on these football Friday nights. Their 2026 season has already begun. You can go to their website at usasoftballofalabama.com. And if you have an adult or youth team interested in playing USA Softball, contact Tracy Morgan. You can contact her through that website, usasoftballofalabama.com. All right, back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder along with Coach Michael Short. We got Chad Barnett in the house, our entire hardworking team on this football Friday night. Now, that was the Alexandria High School cheerleaders. Yes, they were saying Valley Cubs. And you're thinking, well, wait a minute, John, I'm confused because they look more like maybe Center or Oxford or Pell City or somebody instead of Alexandria. That's because if you notice the shirts there, they've got the Tackle Childhood Cancer. And so they're doing that as a special tribute tonight. And so there are the Alexandria cheerleaders. We'll promise you that. We're going to hear more from them in just a moment. Right now, we want to bring it back. Our Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week this week. No question about it, it's the Alexandria Valley Cub cheerleaders. We've got Mackenzie Jones here with us tonight. We got a guy that I have been, look, you think, now what is this guy doing here in a cheerleading segment? This guy right here, for folks that don't know, you go back a few years ago, on a state championship team for the Piedmont Bulldogs. You remember the name Xavier Jackson, X. They called him X. Nose guard, unblockable nose guard. Well, this guy went on after he graduated from Piedmont High School to do, you were Jack State cheerleader, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I've seen this guy. Now, look at this guy. I've seen this guy do backflips. Can you still do a backflip? But I've seen him at this size do a backflip, and now he works at Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble.
Yes, sir.
Briefly, tell us about some of the things that Cheaha Cheer has to offer for folks, cheer squads and things like that, and just people, individuals, young girls all the way through high school. Y'all service them all down there at Cheaha Cheer.
Yes, sir. Our main part of our business is our tumbling program. We have tumbling programs that house kids from the ages all the way from 18 months old all the way up to as old as you want. We've had adults that come in and tumble with us as well. So that's the main part of our business. We do a lot of tumbling classes, recreational tumbling. But we also have all-star cheerleading. We work with high schools around the county. Even outside of the county now, we've been able to expand upon working outside of the county with high school teams and things like that as well. So it's been fun. We're expanding the business. Things are going really well, and we love it. It's fun investing in the community, being able to treat our business as a ministry and really feeding into everyone in the community has just been fun for us and for me as well, joining this team.
Don't mess with X. I shouldn't have to tell you that, but don't mess with X. You got a presentation tonight because our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week obviously is our Alexandria Valley Cubs tonight.
Yes, sir. On behalf of Cheaha Cheer and Tumble, I'd like to congratulate you guys on being the team of the week.
Thank you.
Yes.
Valley Cubs. Now, we promised you we're going to do something a little bit different here before we get to highlights. We got some highlights coming up with Chad. Before we get there, though, we've got more of our Cheer Squad of the Week from Cheaha Cheer and Tumble. The Alexandria Valley Cubs cheerleaders. Ladies, one more time.
It's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a Valley Cub. I said it's great to be a
and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated.
Dedicated.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheaha Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheaha family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheahaCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
Later on in the show, we're going to have 3 more schools where we're going to give you nominees for this year's Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship. That's a $1,500 scholarship for 1 male and 1 female from East Alabama. You're going to select them as far as voting goes. F&M Bank has given over $33,000 in scholarships to local high school students in the last 7 years. They're going to add tremendously to that total this year just through the Spirit Scholarship Program. 5 locations to serve you: Piedmont, Anniston, Jacksonville, Oxford, and Center. 110 years in business. Farmers and Merchants Bank. Back on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on this Football Friday night. For the first time, Chad Barnett joins us here. We're going to hit you with a couple of highlights. These were games, Chad, that you were at tonight. And the first stop, I think, that we're going to make was your second stop, and that was Lamar Field and Oxford. Oxford last week lost to Mountain Brook. We talked about it on the show. Not a surprise that Mountain Brook won, but 42-14 was a surprise.
Yes, defensively specifically. And you could tell, I think, tonight, when we go to the highlights, you'll see a different defense out there. They seemed a little motivated on this one. Let's go out to Lamar Field and check out the highlights because this was a big game. Helena last week was playing strong against Moody, 21-0 at half. And let me show you these kids right here. These little fellas, when I got there on the sideline, they were like, hey, this is going to be better than last week. We gotta be better than this week. So we'll check in with them after the game here in just a minute. We'll go to the highlights first, see how they fared. Jackson Newton. Remember the name, folks. This kid was coming off the edge tonight. This is 2 out of 3 plays to stop a drive. This is actually on 4th down. A massive stop by Newton, giving the ball back to the offense. And you know what? First play, usually after turnover on downs, they're going to take a shot. This time they're going to go in a reverse. Jalen Taylor, going to see a lot of him tonight. The reverse to the house, 1 play, number 1 in the end zone. That's all they need is 28-0. Yellow Jackets on top, showing more defense. This time, Keenan Britt, one of many gold helmets in on this tackle, showing some enthusiasm on that side of the ball. Don't show a lot of punts here, but this is critical here. 4th down, they punt. Beautiful. John, you can't get any better than that. Down to the 1-yard line.
Oh, wow.
Sets up 99 yards. What are they going to do? Maddox Mims. He's going to reach back and find Andre Ford. 99 yards. You cannot make it any further than that. Touchdown Jackets, the length of the field. Beautiful passing catch. 35-0 at this point. RO Supply touchdown t-shirts go into the stands. Tried to get it back of these shirts, but they just weren't cooperating and they were far away. So anyway, we'll get that in a minute. More defense for Oxford, stopping Helena's offense one more time, giving it back to the Yellow Jackets on offense. Dupree here with a long run over the left side, and the Yellow Jackets are in business. Mims. Have you seen Jalen Taylor before? Beautiful little delayed route, finds the end zone, touchdown Oxford. 42-0 at this point. Yellow Jackets rolling at home, and I think they're happy, John. They finally came to play, and the kids on the sideline are jacked, excited. Oxford with a big win tonight, 42-7 the win.
Okay, I'm trying to figure this out because, Oxford loses to Moody 31-7. Moody only beats Helena last week 31-28. Tonight, Oxford beats Helena 42-7 tonight.
I don't know.
Make me understand that.
I will say this. I saw a lot of gang tackling tonight. I saw a lot of multiple hats on the ball. Wasn't a lot of one guy here, one guy there. There was multiple 8, 9 guys to the ball. The defense seemed to come to play tonight. I didn't see the first half, but the second half, they were just demolishing Helena. And by the time I left, it was still 42-7. I think they got a late score. I didn't see it, but the times I was there, Oxford's defense was controlling that contest.
Jackson Newton, if you remember that, you think, I've heard Jackson Newton before. Transfer in from Walter Welborn, 4-star athlete. I think just became eligible.
Well, he made his presence felt. He stands out. And not just by the size of me, 6'4", 6'5", comes off the edge, but he was making big plays as well. So not just the size and height, but also his play on the field too.
All right, we mentioned the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. Here's what it looks like. So we're going to be out. If you see us out at stadiums, We're going to have cheerleaders throwing these out at every game we go to, just like you saw at Oxford. There's what the front looks like. You got your after the game, high school football, Alabama. Then on the back, our great friends at RO Supply. They do doors, windows, and more, exceeding your expectations, not your budget. Right there on South Noble, just off of Quintard Avenue, Greenbrier Road in South Noble, to be honest with you, in South Anniston. Great folks at RO Supply. These are high-quality T-shirts too, Chad. I'm telling you, these are something you'll want to wear around and show people that on Friday nights, this is where you spend it, is with after the game. So
good deal.
That takes us now, Chad, to your first stop of the night, homecoming. We'll get Coach Short in here talking about those homecomings here in just a moment. Homecoming is always huge in Heflin. They have a parade. It is unreal what they do in Heflin on homecoming week. This week was no exception. And they had Walter Welborn coming in. Been an interesting series the last couple of times. Been a lot of quote-unquote upsets in the last couple of years in this Welborn-Heflin series. Tonight, not a surprise that Heflin won, but again, what we've talked about a lot, Chad, so far this year, the margin of victory, I think, was the deal tonight, right?
Kind of surprising, and I think the thing is you can't have a high school football season on High School Football Alabama without a trip to L.A. Bell Field. So thank you for sending me out there tonight. Beautiful place, obviously one of the better places in the pregame with all the fans, with all the alumni. It was certainly a great atmosphere tonight at L.A. Bell Field in Heflin. Let's go to the highlights and see how this one took place. Mentioned homecoming night, so congratulations to the one in the middle with the crown. That is going to be Molly Owen, homecoming queen for Cleburne County High School. Let's go to the coin toss and the football. Heflin starting out with the ball. This drive doesn't mount to much, but what a passing catch here from Jalen Baker to Cade Schubert. Drive would stall. They're giving it back to Welborn. Pinch me if you've seen this play this year. This little end around is for a touchdown, Maurice Taylor, but this is going to be called back. Going to be holding. That would instead be a short drive to a long, punishing Welborn drive. Long and arduous drive, matriculating the ball down the field. This is a fourth down. Amberson with the keeper. He's going to give the Welborn Panthers a first down. Then they're going to go to the edge again. This time it's going to be Jaheim Kirby. He's in there dancing into the end zone for 6. Extra point would be no good. 6-0 Panthers are on top first. But Heflin would come charging back. Baker to Schubert again, this time for 15 yards. This was on a critical, they had a 1st and 20. That was a big down. Now they got a 4th down. Huge pickup again. This one, Carter Hughes on the first down. That would keep the drive alive. Heflin would punch this drive in for a touchdown. 7-6 at this point, with the extra point being good. And we are back on top with Heflin. Now here we go, the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts. Got the back of it this time.
Good job, Chad. Here we go.
So much space at Oxford, I couldn't get it. So here we go. Walter Welborn falling tonight. Cleburne County, like you said, the score, shocking tonight, because I've seen Welborn now, like 4 weeks. Tough football team, so Cleburne County, huge win tonight.
And here's the thing about Welborn. They one loss to Glencoe. That was a region game, but it's a 9-team region. They lost tonight to Heflin. That was a non-region game. As far as playoffs go, which is really what counts, Walter Welborn is still in great shape for a playoff berth. I know they had the blowout loss to Glencoe. They had a big loss tonight to Cleburne County, but as far as playoff goes, winning the 3 games they've won are all region games. So as we get back into region play next week, Chad, Welborn's still in good shape for a playoff berth.
This isn't college football. We're not worried about rankings. We're worried about wins and losses in your region, because the name of the game is to get to the playoffs. And right now, like you said, John, they're in prime position right now, 3-0. They still have everything in front of them.
Yeah, and I think, too, talking about Cleburne County, this is a team in that region, they can win some football games. And I'm going to be not surprised if before the season's over, if Cleburne County doesn't pull off a quote-unquote upset in 4A Region 3.
A couple people on the sideline think that there's a playoff berth in there.
Yeah,
it could be. Could be. You got White Plains. I think you got, I know the White Plains game was the main one we talked about. But they seem to have some optimism that they're going to be dancing whenever the playoffs come
They've got some winnable games in that 4A Region 3 coming up. All right, Chad. Now,
I've already had some.
People are sitting here going,
what
is he doing? He's standing there talking about football, and he's got this plate. Well, speaking of Heflin, I was in Heflin this afternoon, got to go into WM Grocery, got to see Miss Kay Harris. They were making, they have coming up tomorrow night is I think it's tomorrow night. I can't believe they're going head-to-head with the Alabama-Georgia game, but I think it's tomorrow night. The Weaver Weaver High School $10,000 drawdown is tomorrow. And so they were making lasagna.
Which we already had this year.
We got that coming. I think we got that coming. This is, if we can show look at this, folks. This is what's called Mississippi pot roast. Now, I don't know.
It's legit.
It is. I've already had some, trust me. With cornbread muffins, with the vegetables in there. And you can get this. You can absolutely have this catered into your event. I'm going to be at a Fellowship of Christian Athletes event coming up in November, where I think this is on the menu here. Yeah, I didn't know what Mississippi pot roast was, but it's got a little kick to it, Chad?
It does have a kick to it. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, when I saw it, I was doubting it because I was like, usually roast, something like that, I want it straight out the crock pot. Like, give it to me right out of there. And that's
this
good.
is as good.
That's good. That'll be good tomorrow.
As good a pot roast as I've had.
Yeah.
I see Coach Jackson back there from Anniston. He's in our studio getting ready to come in. I hope Coach Jackson has gotten him some of this back there, and we'll send him back there to get him some after. But he's coming up next. Not right now. When he's done, we'll send him back there to get some of this pot roast. But the vegetables and things like that. WM Grocery, they're in Heflin, they're in Piedmont, they're in Wedowee, they're in Roanoke. They come all over to cater. If you're going to have an event catered, let me tell you, you are making a not wise decision if you don't use WM Grocery. They can do anything. The portions are plentiful. The food is fantastic. Chad, my mom and Dad always told me not to eat with my hands, so I'm not going to pick up this pot roast. As tempting as it is to eat with my hand, I'm not going to pick that up.
I've been places in the world where, culturally speaking, it's perfectly fine to do that.
Yeah,
so you can get into that if you want to.
It's tempting. We're not going to do that tonight, though. What we are going to do is we're going to take you to our first Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. Here it is. Coosa Christian sophomore quarterback Matt Long. Saw him tonight. He was 11 of 13 passing for 365 yards and 7 touchdowns in the Conquerors' 56-26 victory over Susan Moore last Friday night. He finished with 478 yards of total offense. He tossed touchdown passes to 4 different receivers. And get this, Chad, Long's 7 touchdown passes all came in the first half. Tied him for 3rd all-time for touchdown passes in a game in AHSAA history. We are going to talk Anniston Bulldog football, the head coach of the Dogs, Coach Rico Jackson, live in studio. He's next on After the Game.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
the perfect catch, the perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Coming up later on tonight on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, we'll be running through all the regions here. It's a good time to go through all the regions, 1A through 6A here in East Alabama, as we're at the midway point of the season. Everybody's in non-region play, kind of set the table for the run to the playoffs in the second half of the season. And our region rundown brought to you by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden, 1.9% financing on the all-new 2026 Equinox and Blazer. These are perfect for moms with kids that play ball. They got plenty of room, great gas mileage, a great selection of Silverados as well, and SUVs, all that ready for tailgating. They've got a great service department that'll get you ready to travel to see your favorite team. Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden, US Highway 431, East Meagan Boulevard, if I can say it there, in East Gadsden. Let's tell you about our Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team. And this week, the muscle team is these guys right here, the defensive line of the Aniston Bulldogs. Now, Coach Jackson's right here next to me, and he's going to correct me if I get these names wrong. But we got Jalen Henderson, right? Charles Thomas, Zaydian Sparks, Sharante Bailey. Zaydian Spinks. That's my handwriting. I can't even read my own handwriting. It's so bad. Zaydian Spinks, Sharante Bailey. I'm going to let you say the last one.
Iman Adesanya.
Iman Adesanya. All right.
Or Big E.
Big E. I like Big E.
That's better.
I watch wrestling. I'm sure he's probably named after Big E from WWE fame. And who was a former football player himself at Iowa State, I believe. Okay. And 94 yards of total. I saw this bunch play at Hoax Bluff last week. I was there for much of the first half. And they held what is a very good Hoax Bluff ground game to only 94 total yards. That's passing. That's running. All those guys are going to get a Young Oil Grub Mart Muscle Team shirt. I've got it right there in a bag for Coach, and he's going to take those to the team. The Aniston defensive line, and they were tough again tonight because Aniston beating perennial power Pleasant Grove tonight right up Layton Avenue here at Watt Mosby Memorial Stadium, 41-13. So back on the set, and we welcome in the head coach of the Aniston Bulldogs, yes, Coach Rico Jackson. We welcome in Coach Michael Short. He's in from Hoax Bluff tonight from the Hoax Bluff Glencoe game. Coach, your football team is most impressive. I saw them last week for the first time, and I was impressed. Both sides of the ball, your discipline, the hard playing, your sideline, everything that I kind of look for. My dad was a coach for 30 years, and so there's certain things I kind of look for. Coach and I have talked about it. He sees those same things. You got a lot of good ingredients on this football team. Tell us about your football team, and specifically tell us about the game tonight, because not just anybody goes out in the last several years and beats Pleasant Grove 41-13.
Man, the boys just showed up to play tonight. They were ready to go. Really proud of the boys, how they played. Really proud of the energy they brought, especially early on. So it was a great win, great homecoming win. Really, this is like, since I've been there, the first homecoming we can celebrate. The first one got canceled, and the second one we lost. So this is big that we were able to get a win on homecoming for all the alumni. I really like the direction we're going.
Coach, I'm going to go ahead and let you get it out. It's homecoming, Aniston.
Favorite time of
talk
year.
With Coach about homecoming.
No.
Isn't it your favorite time of the year, homecoming?
No. I'm glad it's over. It's great for the alumni. Glad they get to come back and enjoy it, but I'm glad we're moving on from it.
And that's one thing that I've always been impressive about Aniston, we used to do it at Heflin, is recognizing those alumni.
Right.
Because that's what you guys are playing for. All
Right,
those
no
people
doubt.
that come before you.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
And you know that in being homecoming, the thing that I've noticed so far, and you've probably noticed it too, is I'm sure every week you're fighting and fighting and fighting to not have a letdown.
There's
And
no
a lot of
doubt.
times it shows maybe you have a veteran team now that knows that, hey, we can't, I don't care who we're playing ourselves. That's what we got to do each week.
Right. I know right before the game I had an uneasy feeling, and we did a little reminder, and so I think the guys got the message, and they went out and responded well.
Well, that's good. You know, the thing that I've noticed is, you know, sometimes when people play you or anybody on the defensive side, they figure out, all right, they can't throw it, so they can run it. Well, we got to stop the run. But for y'all this year, you know, you got to stop the quarterback run, your quarterback powers. You got to stop receivers from, you know, it's the whole package.
Right, right. I mean, really, this year is like a culmination of a lot of hard work, the kids buying in, kids accepting their role, understanding their role, and we're still trying to navigate through that a little bit. And those are, like Coach said, discipline, organization. Those are great ingredients for a team.
You know, the other thing you noticed
A good team, sorry.
Yeah, that one thing that in years past, an Achilles heel of Anniston has been their kicking game.
Right.
Over the years, and y'all looks like you're getting closer and closer to getting that solved.
Man, we work on it daily. We feel like if we need to go for two, we can go for two. We feel like we can kick an extra point, we can kick an extra point. We're gonna start gradually working on to field goals. We do a good job with kickoffs right now. We had a good night tonight with kickoffs, so it's something that we work on daily.
Because, you know, eventually once you get to those, I mean, even in your region, but when you get in the playoffs, those kicking games, somewhere kicking games is going to get you, it's going to help you.
No doubt.
Once you get in the playoffs, so it gets better teams.
No doubt. Like, we really focus on it. I mean, special teams is a third of the game, so that's something that we really harp on, and is just like offense and defense.
Coach, you know that as the season goes along and the expectations get higher and higher, Anniston people got a lot of expectations, which they should have.
Which they should.
That's what they should have.
Agreed.
And you know, as you get deeper to getting toward the end, and you start positioning yourself for the playoffs and the playoff run, I think your region, and you can talk about it, is going to do nothing but help you once you get into that. Because there's no other region. There's some that may have some teams, but I don't think there's a region as deep as the region that you're in right now.
Agreed. And I know this sounds weird. It actually kind of makes it fun because every week you got to prepare like you're playing the Georgia Bulldogs. I mean, because from
Or the Crimson Tide.
Come
on.
on.
Yeah,
Crimson
come on.
Tide. But man, like we work every week, even with Pleasant Grove, and I schedule that way to make sure that we're prepared. Even from the first game we played Beauregard. So just all the teams in our region, it's top to bottom. Even like, you know, from your White Plains to your Etowahs to your Anianas, all these have veteran coaches and they're perennial winners. So you have to be ready to go.
You know, I'll give you a chance here, and I know you got a large staff because there's people everywhere over there. But talk a little bit, just a minute here, about those guys, because you know those are I know you got players that are unsung heroes, but you got the coaching staff that are unsung heroes too, because
no doubt.
y'all are well coached in their position.
I appreciate that. I got actually one of them here, Coach Trevecchio Roberts. He coaches our O-line, does a great, phenomenal job.
Yes.
Coach Warren Blair does a great job with the defense. Our D-line, player of the week, he works hard. I mean, Key Goebel, from Anton Boyne to Morris Young, like we have a bunch of, like a conglomerate of guys that work hard at what they do. And sometimes, you know, I send out practice schedules and I put a little note and I try to always put, I appreciate them, because I really do. I mean, that's just not just word speak, because I can't do it by myself and the kids can't do it by themselves either.
That's right. You wouldn't be here without them.
No doubt about it.
And they wouldn't be there without you.
Okay.
Coach, let's talk about some specific players on the team. A couple of things that have stood out to me watching the last week. Other folks had told me, hey, when you go watch Anniston play, the thing that's going to jump out to you is going to be the speed. Right. Not just at the skill positions, but talking about the speed of your linemen and the agility of your linemen. We talked about the defensive line, but offensive line the same way. You've got a lot of, for lack of a better word, a lot of not just size on the front, offense and defense, but you got a lot of skill and athleticism up there as well. True. Tell us about those interior linemen and the athletes that you've got up there.
Man, we have what I like to call big athletes.
Yes.
And they practice hard, and that's important. All that carries over to the game. We started the offensive line with Sharante Bailey, AJ Goodson to Michael Cole to Jamarco Rudolph, and our center, Zayden Spinks, that's plays D-line as well. Man, those guys they're communicating, they're playing fast, they're playing physical. And when they do those type things, they make it easier for our backs and quarterbacks. So.
Tell us about the quarterbacks. There's some people that say, and it's most of the time it's true, but not all the time it's true. Some people say, well, if you got 2 or 3 quarterbacks, you don't have one.
Right.
That's not the case with Anniston.
Right.
You got a couple of guys that you're playing at quarterback, and I think what it's doing is it's making your football team really difficult to prepare for, because both of those guys, and I'm sure that's why you play both of these guys,
right.
They have a different skill set that they bring. So tell us about these 2 guys that you've got at quarterback.
So first I'll start with Jamoris. Jamoris is, he's a junior, and Jamoris is in a, I guess you would say, not a precarious situation, but it's a good situation. Any other place in the state, he'll be a starter right now, but he adds value to us, so we feel like we need to play him. And what he brings is he got a live arm, understands the game, there's a coach, so he does a lot of good things for us. But then he is kind of following up DJ Pope. DJ Pope, last year alone, had 30 touchdowns. Right now, I think he has like 12 already. I feel like he can be a 4A back of the year. So he's dynamic with his legs. He can also throw the ball. He's an athlete. He plays safety. So both of those guys add value. DJ's a senior. DJ gets the nod right now, but Jamoris does play. And Jamoris threw a touchdown tonight, so he plays good as well.
And you got another guy that could be back of the year traditional running back, Jabari Williams.
Yes.
I mean, that guy's as good as I would think in 4A football, right?
Yeah, people
Got
always.
great vision.
Oh, unbelievable. And people he's flying under the radar. He is truly under the radar. Like, he is a phenomenal, not only back, but person. 3.9 GPA. 4.40. I mean, like, and I don't say 4.4 loosely because there's not a lot of 4.4s.
That's right.
He's one of them.
Every time I see him, he's got a smile.
No doubt. No doubt.
Last week on the sidelines, he comes up and gives me a fist bump, and he's smiling all the time. Great attitude is what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Great kid. Practice is 100% every play in practice, and it translates to the game. I got another running back. Quintavious Cunningham had a big game tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Both of those guys, like, they're not really thunder and lightning, so I guess it's fast and faster. So both of those guys mesh well together. They're different skill sets, so really proud of both of them.
All right, Coach, we're going to look right now, first time tonight, our Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown, 4A Region 6, here it is. And this is really, really good. Asheville's coming along. You've already beaten them. Then you got a couple of more just powerhouse traditional teams like Etowah and Aniana right there. But at the top, you are right now a tie, 3-0 with Cherokee County. Next week at White Mosby, Cherokee County, they've been to the Super 7 the last 3 years. They've represented the North. They've won this region 3 years in a row. Honestly, this is a humongous ball game that's coming up next week between Anniston and Cherokee County. So, Coach, let's dive in and talk about it. You already have wins over Hoax Bluff. You got the win over Alexandria there. This is could be a winner-take-all type game as far as the region title goes.
Well, it's a big game. I mean, we still have other region games to play. And it's a big game because it's the next game. And Cherokee County has been the region champ. Cherokee County has been to the Super 7. So you want to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. And
Rick Flair says that all the time.
I love Rick Flair.
Yeah, I do too.
And right now, they are the returning region champions. So I'm excited. I'm excited about college football tomorrow, but I think I'm more excited about sitting down and watching them and starting to prep for Cherokee. It's nothing like being in big, meaningful games. I know our kids are going to be excited. They're going to be pumped up. And it's going to be a great atmosphere.
Your biggest challenge right now is that you want them exciting, but you also want them to get to be even keeled.
No doubt.
Not too high and not too low.
No doubt.
Because championship programs run that way.
No
and
doubt.
Coach, you're getting very close to developing that. For years, people would say, "Well, Anniston's just got a bunch of athletes." Coach, you're starting to develop a program.
Right.
And that's what's important. You're developing a program of kids that not just one-hit wonders.
Right.
It's every year. And it's because your coaches are doing a great job of coaching, and you are a well-coached football team.
Man, I really appreciate that. We work hard. I used to take when people used to say, "Oh, they have good athletes," as a bad as a negative connotation.
That's right.
Basically, they're saying that they can go out and run, but that's all they can do. They can't process information. They can't dictate what's going on. But now, and I tell my kids that, look, yes, are we fast? Yes. Are we big? Yes. Are we strong? Yes. But now, let's play the game of football as well. Let's be able to diagnose the game of football as well. So we really work hard at that.
You can tell that from, I've been on the sidelines before, and I'm not getting plays. I'm still learning myself. I still try to learn stuff. You won't quit learning until you die.
Right, no doubt.
You won't. And to watch them, you could tell they've watched film.
Right.
Because the communications on the sideline with their coaches, the communications with each other.
No doubt.
There's not, and several schools are like this, where something bad goes wrong, they start arguing and hollering, and the next thing you know, it goes downhill.
Right.
But they don't do that. They're still uplifting, and they say, this has got to happen.
Right.
So you can tell who your leaders are on the field, because they don't go over there and just get on to somebody. They may get on to them, then they tell them, you got to be doing this. Listen to your coach.
No doubt. For us, it just, like you said, just, man, consistency. Even keel through, all the way through and through, being consistent day in and day out, not getting tired of the process of practice day in and day out, because it's a long season, and we want to play 15 weeks. So it's just every day, how can I be the best version of me? And the coaches too, how can we be the best version of us? So every day, and one of my favorite things to say, you can't get days back. And I told the kids today, you can't get today back. So let's make the most of it.
My last quote comes from a former coach at Anniston. I'm not going to say his name because I love him to death. And he said, my biggest goal, my biggest thing I have to do each week is to talk to my coaches and my players about not getting down to the barbershop and hearing how good they are.
Right.
I got to make sure they stay even keel, and that's the truth.
Well, I don't know about that, but I know I'm gonna keep them even keel.
That's
especially
right.
Start next week.
Right.
They're gonna understand that we're trying to create a standard here.
That's right.
And a standard of success. Not just on the field, off the field as well.
That's
so
right.
we're working hard.
Coach, it's going to be a big one. First, congratulations. Enjoy that one tonight.
Yes, sir.
As we said, not a lot of folks beat Pleasant Grove the way that you guys did tonight.
Yes,
so that's a big accomplishment, big win. And
Homecoming's over.
Yes.
Homecoming's over. Now you got the big one next week. Rico Jackson on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. Head coach of the Anniston Bulldogs. A huge showdown next Friday night at Lot Mosby with the Cherokee County Warriors. Now it's time for our next Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night. Class 2A Luverne is the state's highest scoring team at the midway point of the season. Heading into this week's game, the Tigers had scored 263 points, averaging 66 points per game. The undefeated second-ranked Tigers have been held under 60 points only once and scored 75 versus Brantley in week 2. Now, coaches, I can tell you, tonight they beat Montgomery Academy at Montgomery, who's the number 6 team in 3A. They beat them 48-45 tonight. So they're going to hurt their average a little bit, but I think they showed everybody that Luverne is for real, because Montgomery Academy was my pick in our magazine and still will be to go to the Super 7 in Class 3A. And Luverne comes to Montgomery and beats them tonight 48-45. Look out for the Luverne Tigers in 2A South. When we come back, I believe we're going to talk some Alexandria football. Head coach of the Valley Cubs, Todd Ginn, is next on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path, You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jax State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Our highlights on Friday nights brought to you by Jacksonville State University. If you have not been to campus at Jax State in a while, let me tell you, I've been around Jacksonville State for just about all of my life, and I cannot tell you where they are as far as physical growth. The facilities there, and we're not just talking about athletic facilities, we're talking about new dorms, new academic facilities, new recreational facilities, as well as athletic facilities. They are in a phase right now that I'm not sure that anybody is building better and nicer facilities than Jacksonville State. And if you want to see those, the best thing to do is to visit the university on an official visit. Go to jsu.edu/visit, and they will schedule you a visit for that. All right, now we talked earlier with Dr. Clinton Ray and Dr. Jeffrey Waller earlier from Core Sports about our play of the night. That's something new that we have introduced this year. About 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, we'll have this week's play of the night from Core Sports. Here's kind of a preview of that, but this is last week. This is last week's play of the night. This is Sylacauga and Clay Central. That's Trendon Glenn, big number 88 defensive end, also plays tight end. He picked the fumble out of the air, midair, rumbles down to the 3-yard line. On the very next play, Clay Central scored a touchdown, part of their 58-17 win over Sylacauga last Thursday night down at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. That was last week's Core Sports play of the night. The one from tonight, we got a couple of 90-plus yard passes tonight that we'll have to parse out, and maybe some others out there. I've already seen some highlights that we'll be posting that tomorrow morning. Go to our Facebook page, High School Football Alabama, after the game. We'll have that for you, our Core Sports Medicine play of the night. Now we're going to talk more 4A Region 6 football. Head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, Coach Todd Ginn, joins us here with Coach Short. Coach Ginn, congratulations tonight. It wasn't homecoming, Coach. That was not homecoming.
No.
Not homecoming tonight. But it was a Sardis Lion team coming in. There were a lot, I think, Coach, a lot of emotions tonight. You win the game big, but Sardis came in just a few days ago. They lost a football player in an ATV accident. Yeah. And then you had a lot of emotions tonight. I know you personally, because the 85, your dad was a coach on that 85, the first ever state championship team in Alexandria history, coming back for their 40 years. The 95 team, which this guy was the QB of that 95 team, their 30-year,
I remember that too.
I guess, reunion. Alexandria wins 51-13. Frank Tucker back tonight, who was a quarterback himself, and part of that fraternity of quarterbacks at Alexandria, and a head coach and longtime assistant coach with your dad and Coach Scales out there, and Alexandria legend. Honored him tonight. Honored some state championship volleyball teams out there. Man, there was just a lot of emotion out there tonight, Coach.
Yeah, there was. I mean, it was a great night. One of those nights as a days really as a coach. You just kind of going to replay it tomorrow, basically, because it was just a blur. All the things that you have to do on the day of the game, plus, you know, these guys coming back, and I got to see some buddies that I haven't seen in a long time, and
that's awesome.
And then it was a really, really good night. And then, you know, Sardis, of course, you know, that tragic thing that happened with them. So, you know, BJ's a good friend of mine, their coach, and talking with him before the game, you know, that's a tough thing to deal with, and you know, but you know, for us tonight, just getting to see all those guys, 85 team, the 95 team, and getting to see some of my buddies from back in the day. They joked around and said, you know, I'd probably be a lineman now and not a quarterback, but it is what it is.
Well, we'll get you some of that Mississippi pie.
I brought y'all some Valley Dogs tonight.
Oh, God.
Now I've been waiting to hear that right there.
All right, this is a tradition. Somebody's got to come in here and throw some at us here before we're done here. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. Let's talk about the game tonight. Okay. Non-region game that's kind of setting up this run toward the playoffs in the second half of the season. Sardis coming in, you mentioned the relationship with Coach Brooks. Great coach, well-coached team. Just your team, again, both ways, offense, defense, played very well tonight. 51-13, you win it. Tell us about the game.
Well, you know, I thought offensively, I thought we came out and they wanted the ball right off the bat. We obviously, you know, from always usually want to defer. So defense played well to start with, and knew, you know, kind of like Coach Phillips from Montana, you know, Coach Brooks. Both of those guys are really good offensive minds. Mm-hmm. So they're going to show you kind of where they think your weaknesses are. So they put us in some binds that, you know, with their sets and stuff the first half. But I thought our offense was playing so well that, you know, we were happy where we were at halftime, even though we had given up 2 scores. And then we fixed some things, made some adjustments at halftime, and you know, on the defensive side of the ball, and started playing really well. I thought on both sides of the ball the second half.
Coach, of course, I wasn't there, and I've seen you play this year, and I'm not going to really ask you a football question. And I've always wanted to ask you this, but
here we go.
No.
And here it is. This is a guy that knows what it's like to be a Cleveland County person.
Okay.
I want you to tell me, because you've talked about seeing old players tonight and bringing back a lot of memories, back to when you were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like to be a Valley Cub?
Man.
That's a deep question, but it's one that people want to hear.
That's such a deep question. I mean, I go back to Coach Skills, who was like a granddaddy, and my dad, and what is it like to be a Valley Cub? It's filling a community and a group that's just, it's like we're on our own little island, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to let them down. They're going to support you. They're going to support the team. Pep rallies are, you know, people, that's what some of my buddies from the 95 team asked me what time the pep rally was this morning, and they show up at 8:05 to come watch a pep rally. You know, and Alexandria's just, you know, I love watching, you know, y'all's segments and talking about, I think it's the mystique of the Valley or something that Chad talks about a lot of times. But just that stadium, that place. Friday night, you want to answer that question, just show up on a Friday night and see. There's just such a pride. You know, I saw a bunch of those guys tonight, and some of them have moved off and all this. Man, Alexandria's me. I wouldn't go anywhere else. You know, it's such a special place, and the people care about each other so much. And man, you know, Dad and Coach Skills and Mr. Chambliss and all those guys, just man, it's just a place that I love so much, and that if you're from there, you love so much. Kind of like what you say with Cleveland County. I'm sure it's the same. You're going to take pride in being from there for the rest of your life.
You know, people don't realize how hard it is to coach where you graduated from.
Oh.
They do not understand. I understand, and you understand, but people don't realize how tough that is.
Yeah, you know,
and for Frank was the same way.
You know, that's a crazy thing. You know, Coach T, I think when you go back, me and Coach T were so close when I was coming through. He was the guy that basically took me, and Daddy never wanted anybody to think that I was playing or any of his kids were playing because I was his kid.
I know
so
the
Coach T, being the offensive guy, would have to make that and say, Todd's your guy. You know what I mean? He's the guy we're going with because he's the best quarterback. You know, and but Coach T coming up, I feel so bad because when Daddy passed, it was so hard to go back to school. It's hard enough to go teach. But I wish that I would have just stayed on with Coach T on his staff and coached with him. You know, I went to Gadsden State and had a good opportunity to go coach basketball, but it was so hard. It was hard enough to show up at the school and see Daddy everywhere and think about Daddy everywhere after he passed. And I can't imagine. I ran from that football field as fast as I could. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And for Coach Tucker to take the program after Daddy got sick, and they recognized him not and do as well as he did, and he did a phenomenal job. And then he lets it go, and then for me, that buffer is what I needed personally to come back and coach where I played.
It was easier when you left and came back.
Yes.
Because the good Lord placed you there.
Yeah.
There was a reason you went to Gadsden.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
And he knew it. You didn't quite know it. You
I
felt
didn't
bad
know.
about it, and
Yeah.
people probably were, why'd he leave? That's crazy what he's doing.
Yeah.
But you followed what the Lord wanted you to do, and then he led you back.
Yeah,
and
that's
that was
the-
all in the plan.
That's right, Coach. You're right. You're right, buddy.
This year's team, Coach, it has a lot of characteristics. I'm not an Alexandria guy, but I've watched a lot of Alexandria football in 50-something years. A lot of characteristics of a Lou Scales team, of a Larry Ginn team, of a Frank Tucker team, of a Todd Ginn team.
Yeah.
A lot of great characteristics of that team. I just look at some of the individual players.
Yeah.
And so the thing that I guess the greatest compliment you can give about Alexandria is the names may change, but the type of player doesn't change on these true great Alexandria teams through the years. And you got a lot of those kind of great players this year.
We've got. I mean, if y'all have seen us play, and on both sides of the ball, we've got really good players. The crazy thing is, on both sides of the ball, I think we only start 2 or 3 seniors. So you've got a bunch of young guys that have had to grow up, you know,
right.
and now they're grown up and they're playing really good ball. Cole's playing good ball at the quarterback position. MJ's playing really good ball at the slot and wherever you put him, he's a tough matchup. Evans playing good ball at the receiver. Ryan Brown is blocking his tail off. Our line wins the line of scrimmage. J.J. Beeson, you know, all those names. That's the thing that I think makes us difficult, you know, on the offensive side of the ball to stop is we've got a lot of different parts that we can do. And you are going to hear, may not be this year, may take till next year, but we've got a special back coming up in Jaden Nixon as well. He's going to be really good. He's about 6 foot, 185 already, and he's just a 9th grader. He's 14 years old, Coach. And
Just 14?
14, and he's going to be a good player. And I say that, you know, you say, why do you mention him? We probably hadn't heard of him. I say that because if the young man gets confidence and realizes what he's got, he can help us right now. You know, and added to what we've already got. Like I said, I can't say enough about Parker Nemeth and our line and those guys that really just control the line of scrimmage. Defensively, you know, we're playing well. We bent last week against Aniana, lost focus, and then tonight, the first half, we had some matchup problems, but we fixed it at halftime, you know, and I think if we stay the course, this is a tough region we're in. If you can get in the playoffs in this region and we stay the course, we're going to be a tough team.
You proved that last year. You were a play away from being in the quarters last year.
We are so much, when you watch film, because that's one thing we do a lot. You know, you go back and you see, especially when you play teams a lot. I remember when we played Heflin. You know what? You've seen them so much, so you go back and try to pick something out you may have done 3 or 4 years ago that worked, and you look and see what they may do, what you may do. But when we go back and look at tape from last year, looking at stuff like all the teams we're playing this year, we may go back and look at last year's film. Our team this year is so much better, more mature physically, mentally. We're a lot better football team than we had last year, and I thought at the end of the year last year we were pretty good.
Yes.
But we're playing pretty good football.
You guys talk about this. Let's look ahead a little bit to next week.
Okay.
Doesn't get any bigger. It's a huge game. Hoax Bluff.
Yeah.
You had a great game with them last year. Awesome game. Probably one of the top games was played in this part of the state last year where you got the win. Now you're going to their place. You guys talk about this this matchup next week is a big one. It's a pecking order here in this region. It's going to have a huge impact on who's at home in the playoffs, who's maybe on the road in the playoffs.
Right.
The game with Hokes Bluff next week.
Well, the beautiful thing about playing Hokes Bluff next week is we're not going to have to worry about getting our guys ready. They know what game it is. They know what's going on. They know 4 of our last 5 games are on the road. It's just the way the region falls sometimes and how your schedule is. But, we've got to go over there and show up and be ready to play. And, that's one thing with these guys maturing. They're fun to be at practice with. They're fun to show up every day and work with. And I think, we know going in, the quarterback at Hokes Bluff is a good player, really good player. And we're going to have to do a really good job hemming him up. But like I said, we're playing with a confidence right now that I think our guys will be ready.
You're playing with a physicality that you probably hadn't had the past couple of years that you've got again now. And that comes from another year of being in the weight room, getting stronger, and playing the Valley Way. I've had people come up to me, because I've seen y'all play quite a few times the past couple of years, and people say, Todd, he takes a lot of chances sometimes. It might be an onside this or a fake this or fake. His daddy never would have done that. And I said, did y'all not remember? I played them. They would come up with stuff all the time, a reverse, a fake punt. I mean, it'd be a buck sweep pass or whatever.
Right.
I said, they're always going to do that stuff. That's what keeps you off the edge of your
Well,
seats.
it keeps
Honest.
it keeps you honest. It keeps them. When somebody said, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but when there's a chance you're going to onside kick and do those kind of things, if you can't kick it in the end zone, and you feel like you trust your defense,
that's right.
You feel pretty good. I will say, I heard you talking about the play of the week. I saw Sylacauga, the Mountain Brook game. Have y'all seen the Mountain Brook game? I just said meow for some reason. I don't know what in the world's going on, but the Mountain Brook game. Wait till y'all see the end of that game.
Wow.
There's a play at the end of the game, overtime. Quarterback snaps it by his head. He rolls back. They're down 1. He rolls back, picks it up at the 30, rolls back to the 40, and lets it go. And a 6'6" guy jumps up and catches the ball for the win over, I think it was Homewood.
Homewood, yeah.
Wait, you see the play, but it was on. I don't know why I said meow there, and I'm thinking. I thought back to what in the world.
I want to hear this one.
The Coastal Carolina coach. At halftime, I thought about going in. You remember when he talked about we got a bunch of cats and we need some dogs. I need a funny one. Well, I went in thinking, meow stuff. So I went in and I thought, I'm gonna say that at halftime. We need to be some dogs, because they were giving it to us on line of scrimmage the last drive before the half. And I was going to go in there, and I said, that's probably not the best thing to do. But who knows, fellas? It was a good night for us at Alexandria tonight, and I was just proud of our guys to play hard and get to see all my buddies that I played with. And there's a lot of people that say that 85-95 team, who was the best? And I told them on the pregame show today with Jordan Smith, and I said, who cares? It was Alexandria. We didn't never play each other for a reason. We both won state championships, so who cares?
In 85, you had Mumford, Alexandria, and Cleveland County all fighting for it, and Heffley lost their quarterback.
That's right.
Brian Norton.
Brian, that's right.
All 3 of them were good enough to go win it.
We had some heck of games in 95 too, didn't we? 94 too. Good gracious.
Yeah. You used to kick too.
Yeah, so don't bring that up. Don't bring that up.
They said
you look like a lineman. I said, the guy can kick.
Yeah, I used to kick some too.
There's some hoodash tonight out there?
Yeah,
some hoodash
we missed old Tony tonight.
Tony wasn't there?
Yeah, Tony wasn't there, but we missed him. But hey, these are these are a little different. Old Ron's Good Barbecue smoked.
Oh no, he didn't.
The hot dogs today.
Okay.
So
Ron Dover.
Seems like people liked them, but it should be good, fellas. It should be good.
There
were 10 in the box, but there were only 9 because I took one out. I ain't had one, so try it out and see.
Coach, did
I got 2 on mine.
Wow.
I got double dog.
How is it?
Boy, that smoke taste just took it over the top.
Really?
Yeah. No,
Makes it better?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now.
Everything Ron Dover touches, gonna be great.
Good, man.
Gonna be good.
We do our pregame meal from there as well. And today we had hamburger steaks, mashed potatoes, and green beans, and it was phenomenal. But I heard Craig Kiker is a hot dog connoisseur, and he said that the hot dogs were really good tonight. So if I trust him,
that's a whole different taste.
Really,
he didn't lie.
Makes it even better.
No, yeah.
Okay.
The Valley Dogs.
Well, mine's in the truck, so when mine leaves, I'm going to go try mine.
Smoky Dog now, buddy.
Smoky Valley.
That's good. That's awesome. As it is every year. It's like a tradition. Coach Ginn comes, he brings Valley Dogs, and
I told him before the
we
game.
eat them on the air. That's what we do.
I told him before the game. I said, "Y'all got to remember to save me 10, because there's such a high commodity. People come get them, and they're gone.
I never
right
had
after
one
halftime.
till this
They're
show.
gone. They're gone.
I still got the picture the first time they made fun of me up here eating it.
It is. I mean, Ron smoked these things, but the sauce is just
Sauce is good, man.
top secret. All those kind of things.
Yeah.
Coach,
Sure,
thank
you know it.
Yeah, I know it, but a lot of people
mean,
think they know it, but very few know it.
Coach, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Hey,
Congratulations
always a
on the
pleasure.
big win.
Thank y'all.
Always.
Thank you.
And I know, man, what a night out there. 85, 95 teams.
Yeah.
I
Special
lost
times.
both of them.
Well, there's a lot of folks that lost to Todd Ginn, Tony Young, Matt Campbell, all those guys through the years. I mean, you're not the only one, Coach. They beat a lot of people in those years.
Not many.
I remember that I was at both those championship games, and I remember the weather in both those. So that 85 game, it was brutally cold against Elba. And I couldn't wait to get in the car. It's 35-0. I couldn't wait to get in the car and get out of there. And I wanted to see a team win a state champ. I think it's the first state championship game maybe I'd ever been to. No. Cherokee County and T.R. Miller's more something I think I'd been to.
Yeah.
And so it was cold that night. And then the night, oh gosh, I'll never forget the night when y'all beat T.R. Miller and there was no grass left. It had rained for days. And just total mud. And rain during the game, a steady cold rain, 45, 50
As cold
degrees.
as I had ever been was before halftime. And I was under the center, and the rain was blowing in sideways. And it was coming over his back and hitting me. And I was trying to we were just going to take a knee and go in for half. And I remember it being so cold. The rain, just in that moment, it was so cold. Now, I don't remember the second half. Adrenaline got going. When you win it, I don't remember for that one moment, I remember that was probably the coldest I'd ever been in my life when that rain was coming through and just pelting us.
It's also when people got to see Matt Campbell at his best, because everybody out there was slipping and sliding but him.
Right.
And then the next year they started changing cleat sizes
Yeah.
so we could all wear on
Right.
the field. 'Cause he'd stick his foot in the ground and everybody'd slide past him and he'd go the other way.
Yeah, Matt was
good.
Matt was something special. Yep, sure
Coach, thank you for
Thank
being
y'all.
here.
Thank y'all.
Congratulations on the big win tonight.
Thank you.
And another big one next week at Hoax Bluff. Head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, complete with the Valley Dogs tonight. Coach Todd Ginn here on our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment. I went through that.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
You no doubt are catching our Emblem Credit Union bottom line with all the scores from around the region and a few from around the state on Friday nights. Later on tonight, we'll present our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. We'll show you that band coming up a little bit later on. Emblem Credit Union proud to support high school football Alabama after the game and the incredible athletes and cheer squads and coaches who make Friday nights unforgettable. We're more than a credit union. We stand for you at Emblem Credit Union. Back on After the Game, we're coming to you tonight live from the Sound Solutions Media Center, Parker Memorial Baptist Church, Quintard Avenue in Midtown Anniston. And, of course, we're presented by the folks at the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Chad Barnett, Coach Michael Short, our entire hard-working team again on this football Friday night, bringing you all the scores and highlights and everything else that goes on. Well, we do Thursday nights, too. We've been Thursday night, I think.
3 in a row for me. Well, Thursday night.
I think it's like 5 out of the last 6 weeks. We've been Thursday night games, including last night. My crew was up at Bobby Joe Johnson Field in center.
You were the one down in Wadley then?
Yes.
You were down in Wadley, you were in center. That's a big gap.
We cover it all.
Cover it all.
We call this, I call it the District 6 scoreboard. Yeah, we covered from the north, Cherokee County is the northernmost,
Yep.
Randolph County is the southernmost in District 6. We were covering last night. Chad, another impressive win by Cherokee County, beating 6A Shades Valley last night.
You know, not bad. They've started the year with a tough loss to Piedmont, but then since then, they are reeling off win after win, looking like the Cherokee County of old. Let's go out to Cherokee County and the folks in center, see how these Jack State highlights played out. Let's see how the Warriors did as they were welcoming in Shades Valley. The Mounties coming up on the road. Little Pee Wee cheerleaders there leading the Warriors, and a couple of chants there to begin the season, or to begin the night, I should say. Start out with the highlights. Going to go to the ground. Keyshawn Woods, 9-yard pickup for the Warriors. Going to give the Warriors a first down. We're going to see a lot of Woods in this highlight. This time he's going to take it the inside. Couple of shifty moves. Going to take it 19 yards in for the score. 7-0 Cherokee County on top. Like the gold jersey with the black pants. Good combination there. Looks like they're playing Addison almost with the Shades Valley uniform there for a second. But anyway, back to the offense. Ben Mosley, that was the big tight end on the catch there. They're going to go back to Griffith this time, 65 yards on the carry. He's going to take this to the house. Not going to be caught. 14-0. Cherokee County is going to be on top, rolling at this point. Going to keep it on the ground. A couple of possessions later, Woods going to take this one 16 yards, but this one he's going to have a little bit of a fumble here. Put it on the ground. Shades Valley will recover, so that's one of the few mishaps Cherokee County had on the night. Next play after the fumble, Christian Dooley from Shades Valley. This one, 44 yards. It's going to cut that lead in half. Take it to the house. 14-7 is the score after the extra point would be good. Cherokee County now back on offense. There he goes again. 21 yards, making up for the fumble, getting it inside Shades Valley territory now. Woods, this time at the goal line. He's going to fumble this one, but luckily, teammate is there, Case Hill, for the touchdown, 21-7. I wasn't sure you could fumble into the end zone and recover. Either way, Jacob Kelly liking what he's seeing as the Warriors are on top, 21-7. 4th and 11 for Cherokee County. Aiden Shackelford to pass to Antoine Kaiser for the first down. So Shades Valley with the first. They're going to try a reverse pass here. Kason Beck, 39-yard pass to Kaiser, touchdown. PAT Wood fails, so it's 21-13, still a one-possession game here. But Thomas, Keshawn Thomas, he's going to take this ensuing kickoff back 43 yards, setting up Cherokee County a nice field position to begin this series. Next play, they're going to go to guess who? About the 8th play we've seen of him on these highlights. Woods into the end zone from 37 yards out, 28-13 the score. They go on to pick up another win, their 5th in a row over Shades Valley. 28-13 is the final score. John caught up with the Warriors after the game last night.
Okay, the final tonight from Bobby Joe Johnson Field at Warrior Stadium. Cherokee County beating 6A Shades Valley tonight 28-13. As you can see, we've got the Warrior cheerleaders. We got the entire team with us. We've got head coach Jacob Kelly with us as well. We're going to also talk with the quarterback Adam Griffith, and also we got Keyshawn Woods here. I'm going to talk with the players first. I'm going to give you like 2.5 touchdowns because you fumbled that one in the end zone. But you had a lot of success running up the middle tonight. Was that by design?
I mean, yes, sir, kind of. I was just waiting on my blocks to develop, and when they got there, I just stuck my foot upfield and got north.
You're accumulating a lot of yards this year. Every game you had several 200-yard games. Don't know what the total is tonight, but just tell about your offensive line, this offense, and allowing you to get all these yards you've had this year.
Man, the O-line, them boys work their butt off Monday through Friday. I mean, we have a really good O-line coach, a really good coaching staff. I mean, we practice, we grind. We go in there, we watch hours of film, and we just learn how to play football for real.
All right, Adam, let's move to you now. A couple of times you broke loose quarterback keepers where all the Shades Valley team went that way. You had some big keepers, including a touchdown run tonight. Tell us about some of the big gains you had keeping and running the football tonight.
I'm not typically a runner, but when everybody starts going the other way, we've got plays. I mean, you know, I keep it where it's reading it, so that worked and broke off loose for me a couple times.
Good decision-making tonight from the quarterback position, I would think.
Yes, sir, I think so. Without our line, you know, we couldn't do anything.
All right, let's talk with the coach now. Coach, Shades Valley, kind of unique matchup because you got a team like yours that's ranked top 10 in the state. You get a 6A team that makes the trip from Birmingham. Just tell us about first Shades Valley and the challenge they presented to you tonight.
They got a, very athletic team. They're, they have some seniors, but they're a young football team starting some 9th graders on both sides of the ball. I mean, on film, they've played a really tough schedule coming in here with Pinson, Clay Chalkville, Oxford, and Leeds, and then, coming into here. And so I was pleased with how we came out the gate in the first half. I thought, we was up, I think, 21-0, and 21-0. Then we fumbled and let them, or was it 14-0? Anyway, we kind of gave them a little momentum right there before the halftime, and we just got to clean some things up. It's good to see us win. It's good to see us fight through the struggle of, a 48-minute game. But I was proud of defense tonight. They bent, but I thought overall, scheme-wise, we did a lot of things good on that side of the ball tonight. And so just a good team win, and it don't get any easier because now we got to take a trip to Anniston next week.
Let's talk about the team now. You're into the second half of the season solidly after tonight, 6 weeks in. Kind of assess your team as you make that trip into Anniston, which is going to be a top 10, no doubt, in Class 4A matchup, maybe region title implications, those kind of things. Tell us about your team as you head to Anniston next week.
Well, we just got to clean up things that are the recipe for getting us beat. It's kind of what we say every single Monday when we watch the tape, and so that'll be pretty much what we work on is just fixing us. It's always kind of been, I don't know who it was in pregame talk, what coach it was, but it's kind of you versus you. Look in the mirror, fix us, play as a team, and eliminate all the things that are going to get us beat in the close games. And so we learned a lot of it tonight, but we still got some young guys that are playing meaningful snaps now, and I think they continue to get better and better as the season goes along. So I'm excited to see as a whole how much we've grown going into these last 4 games. For, like you said, a lot on the line.
A lot on the line next week. But Anniston is next week for tonight on this Thursday night here in Center, Alabama, as we pan around and we'll get a shot of everybody, all the coaches, all the players, all the cheerleaders. All right, Warriors, what did you think about that 28-13 win tonight? Let's hear it. Cherokee County wins it tonight, 28-13 over Shades Valley here at Bobby Joe Johnson Field in Warrior Stadium.
Everybody collectively late for work on Friday, I'm sure, in center tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of folks apparently last night, we posted that interview last night on our Facebook page, and quite a few folks during the night, Chad, were up watching that video as well.
Yeah.
One thing that I saw at center last night, one thing about Coach Kelly is that guy's always on the cutting edge of what I call buying football toys. And there's another toy I saw last night. I think we got a clip of this. You've seen the old This not only shows the down, but also the distance. So it's 4th and 5. And they can put any number on there. If it's a 4th and 23 or whatever it is, they can put that on there. I personally had not seen one of them. I mean,
I not either.
I haven't even seen these in major college football.
I don't see either. No.
Yeah.
No.
They'll have them in the superset.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they got him in center.
Like for sure, you just inside knowledge, you know this.
No, they had them last year.
Okay. Well, I hadn't seen one.
I didn't see them.
But you got to be look. Most people don't look for that.
Yeah.
It tells you that.
Yeah. First time I noticed it first thing, I was like, wow, that's showing the down end of this.
It's interesting.
So they always have a lot of new toys at center. I love going up there because they got all kinds of cutting edge new things up there. Every year I go, Coach Kelly has bought something new.
Well, if that's the formula
extra.
for what they're doing, then I think everybody's going to start getting all those gadgets then. So they've been doing all right.
We got something special tonight in our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. This guy, he actually broke his arm this summer. But more than that, this is Joseph East of Coosa Christian. Joseph East, let me tell you about this guy. I spoke with his dad tonight. Our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. When there's a family, Dwayne and Jennifer East, his adoptive parents. He was a young man, guys. This is an incredible story. I'm going to try to get all this right. We had a big, long conversation about him tonight over at Coosa. He and his sister were actually born in Togo in West Africa. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. The East from Gadsden, they went over there, and there was an orphanage, and they actually adopted his sister, and his sister is actually in the Coosa Christian band. But she went over there, and Jennifer tonight and Dwayne told me that they fell in love with Joseph. His last name is actually Sika, and they're in the process of adopting him. It's not complete yet. They think by the end of the year it will be complete, and he will be from Joseph Sika to Joseph East. He is a 5'9", 185-pound running back, a senior there for the Coosa Christian Conquerors, and just an incredible story. He speaks 4 languages, and his dad told me tonight he's working on Spanish. He's working on speaking 5 languages.
That's impressive.
Very impressive young man. Again, had a broken bone this summer, has already bounced back from that, playing now for Coosa Christian in his senior year. Just an incredible story and an incredible comeback player of the week, Joseph East of Coosa Christian.
My question is, hold up, leave that picture up because I want to see.
That's not his arm.
He broke that arm?
No, that's another player's arm. I was going to say
Okay.
that. If you
I was
look
like,
real
good
closely,
Lord, that
that's
arm.
another player trying to tackle him. He stiff-armed him.
Okay.
But it was his right arm.
Okay.
Just an incredible young man, an incredible story. Our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week, Joseph East of Coosa Christian. We got a lot more highlights. We've still got Team of the Week. We've got our East Alabama Top 10. There'll be some changes to that coming up. Band of the Week. A lot more going on. So you just stay with us as we roll on to this football Friday night.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Also bringing you our highlights on these football Friday nights, the fine folks at Oxford Lumber Company. They've got locations not only in Oxford, but Jacksonville, Talladega, Lincoln, and in Roanoke as well, all over East Alabama. They've got Benjamin Moore paint, Yellowwood treated lumber, steel power equipment. And when you shop local, your dollars stay right here, supporting your neighbors, your schools, and your community. Built for the South, ready for anything. Oxford Lumber Company and Ace Hardware, bringing you our highlights here on these football Friday nights. It's time now to roll back to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. We've got all the final scores from across East Alabama, and we've got some statewide scores as well. So let's jump to those scores right now. We begin with number 2 Piedmont tonight, winning at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga against BB Comer 61-0. White Plains tonight, we're going to show you a celebration, a new celebration for White Plains that began tonight. White Plains winning at Horseshoe Bend tonight down in New Site 40-7. Ohatchee, a happy homecoming on the Creek Bank as the Indians beat Donahoe tonight 42-6. It was Hope Christian, their last home game of the season, believe it or not. They fall to the number 4 ranked team in the AISA. Abbeville Christian comes into Oxford. They beat Hope Christian 64-21. Oxford tonight, you saw the highlights earlier. They beat Helena 42-7. You also saw highlights of this game earlier. Cleburne County winning on homecoming against Walter Welborn 41-12. Anniston tonight. Yeah, we've still got highlights of this game still to come. We're going to show you number 5 Anniston's 41-13 win over Pleasant Grove. Central of Coosa County beat Sax tonight 46-19. Alexandria, we've still got highlights of this game coming. They beat Sardis 51-13 out at Death Valley. Winterboro beats Weaver 31-20 tonight down at Winterboro. Jacksonville falls on the road at Corner 17-7. Rematch of last year's CFA title game, Russell Christian, Meridian, Mississippi tonight. They get revenge on JCA, handing JCA their first loss as the Thunder falls to 5-1. 38-0 Russell Christian over JCA. Pleasant Valley tonight. Number 8 team in 2A, doubling up Woodland 54-27. Randolph County handles Ranburn 34-7. Hanley tonight, great game with number 10 in 2A, Lynette. They beat the Panthers at Wright Field in Roanoke 15-13. Last night, Wadley wins over Glenwood, a 3A school. Number 1 Wadley in 1A beating Glenwood 35-21. Central Clay County, top 10 matchup in Class 5A at Volunteer Stadium. Number 6 Central Clay County beating number 8 Scottsboro 26-9 tonight. It was Sylacauga winning on the road at Jemison 43-36. Fayetteville gets their first ever win in school history against the Raglan Purple Devils. They beat Raglan tonight down at Farm Links Field 59-12. Vincent beats Childersburg by 25, 40-15. Yesterday, Alabama School for the Deaf beating the Tennessee School for the Deaf 56-26. We still have highlights of this game to come. Westbrook Christian beating Munford 49-0. Northside beats Lincoln as the Rams remain undefeated, beating the Golden Bears 40-13. Victory Christian over Francis Marion 21-14 tonight over in Pell City. Auburn knocks out Moody. Auburn number 5 in 7A beating number 2 in 5A Moody 41-7 down at Duck Sanford Stadium in Auburn. St. Clair County rolls over Shelby County 42-7 tonight in Odenville. Asheville picks up their 4th win of the year. They beat Decatur Heritage 41-17. Collinsville blasting their arch rival Sandrock tonight. It was Collinsville winning over Sandrock at the Rock by a score of 63-56, the final score in that one. Last night, you just saw the highlights. Cherokee County beating Shades Valley 28-13. Verbena tonight comes into Galesville. They defeat the Trojans 14-6. Spring Garden, for only the 8th time in school history, they beat Cherokee County rival Cedar Bluff 42-14. Whitesburg Christian comes to Gaston. They beat the Bulldogs 31-6 tonight. The Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week, Hoax Bluff a winner over Glencoe 49-21. Complete highlights and post-game reaction of that game coming from Hoax Bluff tonight. Southside beats Etowah 21-10. Coosa Christian, highlights of this game on the way. Number 3 team in 2A beating 6A Blunt tonight in Gadsden 25-14. Gadsden City pulls the upset on the road in Madison. They beat the number 10 team in 7A Bob Jones 27-24. Vinemont shutting out West End at 28-0 tonight. Addison and Good Hope. This was a battle between the number 5 team in 1A, the number 6 team in 4A. Good Hope gets the win at Addison over in Winston County, 41-6. Other statewide games tonight. Number 2 in 2A, Luverne beats number 6 Montgomery Academy. That's Montgomery Academy's first loss. They're no longer 5-0. They fall to 5-1. Luverne goes to 6-0 as Luverne wins it 48-45 in a shootout. 93 points being scored tonight in Montgomery. Also, other statewide games from last night. Number 1 in 6A, Clay Chalkville beats number 2 in 7A, Thompson, 28-24 the final. Also, other big games around the state. In Class 6A, 7A I should say, number 6 Opelika in 7A at home tonight beating number 7 in 6A Pike Road. That was 24-22. Also, another final score for you tonight. I think we got one more, is that right? That's it. That's the final one. Opelika beats Pike Road tonight by a score of 24-22. We mentioned earlier our Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship. We're having the voting going on every week. We've got 3 new schools that are going to begin in 3 minutes. At High School Football Alabama's Facebook page, you can vote for 3 more schools for student athletes with a $1,500 scholarship. 20 schools will narrow it down from 80 student athletes to 40 here by the end of October, and then from 40 down to 2. 1 male, 1 female. They'll each receive a $1,500 scholarship. The last 40 student athletes, the top 40 if you will, 1 male, 1 female from each school will receive a $50 gift card from Farmers and Merchants Bank. So let's begin tonight. 3 schools. Our first school is Cherokee County High School up in Center. Here are the female athletes. The nominees: Marie Crane, a basketball player with a 4.0 GPA. Also representing Cherokee County High School, Deania Starr with a 4.0 GPA. She's a basketball and track athlete. The male athletes from Cherokee County are James Hunter with a 3.8 GPA, football and baseball player. And the final male athlete from Cherokee County High School, Ben Mosley, the big tight end, is going to Duke. Obviously very smart. 4.0 GPA, a football, basketball, and track athlete. Our next school that voting will begin in just about 1 minute is Sachs High School. The female athletes from Sachs are Alea Christopher with a 4.2 GPA, a volleyball, basketball, and track athlete. Also from Sachs High School, we have Adriana Stevens with a 4.2 GPA. She is a cheerleader and plays volleyball. The male athletes from Sachs High School, Delandis Allen with a 3.6 GPA, a football, basketball, and track star. Also from Sachs High School, we have Jaquay Judkins, a 4.1 GPA, a football and track and field athlete. Our final school, voting begins in less than 1 minute on our Facebook page for Spring Garden High School. Here are the female athletes. Hollis Jane Petty, a 3.9 GPA. She's a volleyball player for the Panthers. The other female athlete from Spring Garden is Paisley Woodall with a 3.9 GPA as well, a softball and football manager for Spring Garden. The two male athletes from Spring Garden, Zane Edwards, football, baseball, and basketball. Three-sport athlete with a 3.5 GPA for the Panthers. And our final athlete of the night for the Spirit Scholarship, also from Spring Garden High School, is Joel Hunter with a 3.6 GPA. He is a football, baseball, and basketball player as well. And those are our Spirit Scholarship nominees. The voting begins at midnight, lasting through 12 noon next Friday on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. After the game, voting for athletes from Cherokee County, Sachs, and Spring Garden. Tons of highlights still to come as we roll on this Football Friday night.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheaha Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheaha family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit cheahacheerandtumble.com today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Sound Solutions, Pro Audio, Video, and Lighting. We're in our Sound Solutions Media Center here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. They serve a wide range of clients. Education, they do PA systems, projection, classroom AV, auditorium installs. They serve businesses with conference rooms and training spaces and event audio-visual support. They do churches, sound systems and live stream setups and lighting and visual upgrades. And of course, they do sports facilities. They've done a lot of the stadiums around East Alabama with sound reinforcement, video boards, and many more. Sound Solutions, professional audio, video, and lighting. They bring you the media center here at Parker Memorial Baptist Church on these football Friday nights. We just had Todd Ginn in, head coach of the Alexandria Valley Cubs, talking about the Cubs' 51-13 win tonight in Death Valley over Sardis. We're going to show a lot of interesting things here, Chad, in this game. Not only some highlights, we got a lot of other things that we're going to talk about that we talked about with Coach Ginn. We're going to show you some of those things that happened out in the Valley tonight.
No doubt, always good when you got these homecoming things going on around. Well, it's also good when you have a bunch of teams coming back as well, and that's exactly what happened in the Valley tonight as the Alexandria Valley Cubs welcomed back some big teams over the past. Let's go to the Valley tonight. Let's check out the Oxford Lumber highlights and see what was going on exactly with the Valley. Here you are having the 1985 state championship team. Some of them, that's not all of them. That would be one heck of a team if that was the case. 1995 state championship team, also on that team. Todd Ginn as a player, and there you go, Frank Tucker, longtime. I think he was an assistant on the 95 team, then also a head coach there at Alexandria for a long time. They keep it in the family out there because there you see Ginn and company coming out trying to get a win tonight as they take on Sardis. The Lions coming up, and they are having a hard time on the ground. Is Sardis. Grant Coe with a 12-yard run. Coe again with another 15-yard run, but this drive would stall. Alexandria's defense would stiffen up. Offense now for Alexandria. MJ Morris, seen him a lot this year. It's a big 30-yard pickup for him. Cole Wheeler now, he's going to keep it himself, take it 12 yards. This drive would stall, but they're going to have to settle for a 24-yard field goal. Val Eaton, straight through the uprights. Been a good kicker for him so far this year. The Valley Cubs draw first blood. They're up 3-0 in the first quarter. Now to Sardis. Back on offense, or at least in the kicking game, that is. Ensuing kickoff, he's going to take this one back 25 yards. It's going to be a nice return, but that drive also would stall. Alexander's defense would hold serve here in the first half. First play after the punt, Alexandria's Cole Wheeler going to take this one 10 yards for a first down for Alexandria. And then they're going to give it off to MJ. Not Michael Jordan, but MJ Morris. This time 50 yards, touchdown. PAT is going to be good as Alexandria would make the score 10-0 here in the Valley. They would hold on to win it big tonight in the Valley, as you see a 10-0 there with 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. But can't leave without seeing the RO Supply touchdown T-shirts heading into the fan base there at the Valley. And there you see it, RO Supply. Thank you, folks. Alexandria, huge tonight on the win, 51-13.
Let's talk about, we talked a little bit with Coach Ginn, but let's reiterate again, 40-year anniversary of the 85 team. That was the first state championship team in football. Coach Scales beating Elba in the championship game out at Death Valley. 10 years later in 95, Todd Ginn was the quarterback. Jonathan Miller, wide receiver and defensive back on that team. They beat T.R. Miller in that Mud Bowl out at Louis Scales Stadium in
the game
95.
Started the Super Six.
That was one of the big. That's the thing that folks that don't remember. You're right, Coach. That was one of the games that really led. The next year was the first Super Six, now Super 7 at Legion Field. And the conditions at Alexandria that night, a big reason why they went to the, that was kind of the, I guess the straw that broke the camel's back was that game and the move to a neutral location. Legion Field at that time had turf and all that. Oh, so there's a lot of history in that 95 championship team. And that was Coach Ginn's first state championship, first of two that he had out there. And then
played them twice that year.
Yeah.
And the year before. Missed in the semis and then beat Miller.
That was great football in East Alabama in those times. It was great football here.
Would you rather have the Super Six or rather have it back at the home stadiums?
You know how I feel about that.
I mean, I would rather see them in close confines it seems to take away a little bit of the mystique of the game whenever they have in these cavernous stadiums. It draws some of the luster away, I don't know.
Preach it, Chad. Preach it. Preach it.
Because I know you've coached in that series
A
before.
lot of coaches a lot of coaches in the state would like to maybe experiment with the way they did it in Georgia, where they have the semis in one place,
in Atlanta,
and then they bounce back out and do the finals at a home place. Because they all like to say, well, I'm not in, I get to go watch everybody at one time. That's the reason coaches like
Was it just
but I
due
see
to
the
field
history
conditions,
behind it.
or was it just due to field conditions, or are there other underlying factors that I'm not
There
aware
was
of?
already
as
a
to why
push toward to get it in one central location.
I think that was
For
as I said,
coverage?
the straw. Well, a lot of reasons, and I think that was the kind of like, aha, you see, this is why we need to have it
Gotcha.
at Legion Field with turf, and
Yeah.
and that way, if we have monsoon rains, then we don't have the field conditions. Clay County played at home that night, I think, as well, and they had not as bad as Alexandria, but the field conditions were not
Well,
very
they
good
actually
down there.
didn't they play Lineville in a state championship game in
96.
Ashland? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Well, we played Fayette too at Heffernan in a mud bowl one night, and you couldn't even. They scored in the semifinals. They scored the last touchdown running down their sidelines, and there's not a line. He almost run through the coaching staff, and I think that conditions cost us a chance to play in the finals again.
And weaving throughout all of that Alexandria things that we talk about was Frank Tucker.
Yes.
Frank
Every one
Tucker
of them.
played at Alexandria quarterback. He was in college, I believe, at that time. He
Yeah,
was
I was
still
aware.
helping out in
Coach was telling me a
85.
little bit of that
Yeah.
in the beginning because I thought he was an assistant because I know he was there as assistant for a long time before he became the head coach. I thought he was an assistant on the 85 team. No, he said no, he graduated in 84, so he just left as a player.
He was
before
still,
that.
he was helping him out. Then in offensive coordinator in 95 and in 97.
Fingerprints all over it.
All except for, he retired and went to Westbrook, retired from there, then went over to Harrison County, Georgia, where he is now. But in his public school coaching career, every year but one, he was in Alexandria. That was at Mary Montgomery.
Mary G.
Mary G. Montgomery.
But he left Alexandria and went to Mary G. and then came back. Same thing, Todd leaves Alexandria. And that's what I was leading to tonight. I was leading around to that because Frank did the same thing. He went to Mary G. and then came back home. And he said it was probably the best thing that happened to him to go away and come back. The same thing happened to Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really a remarkable night out in Alexandria. All right. Now we've got to dive in tonight to our T1 Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. We're halfway through the season, really over halfway through. The first half of region play is over. We'll begin next week with the second half of region play, and we're going to decide who's going to the playoffs and who's not. So let's look at our region rundown. Class 3A Region 4, the two teams at the top are the two new kids on the block. They've only been in the Athletic Association 2 years. Glenwood and Lee Scott tied at the top. And Glenwood, though, lost to 1A Wadley. Coach, you saw Glenwood last night. How good are they?
It would have been interesting to see them on a dry field, but what they do, throwing it around. They've got a lot of athletes, I would say. They robbed Smith Stations to death for players. I mean, the West, that's what they started. I mean, they've got a very, very good-looking 3A roster over there. Field was wet, but the style of people, besides Randolph County, that's going to line up and run right at you at times, Glenwood probably was not used to what they saw as far as the physicality that Wadley can bring to you.
For 1A school.
Yes.
Class 3A Region 6 now. This is the 9-team region, and yes, we do have all 9 of those on there. Piedmont, they're the only ones that control their own destiny. They went out. They're going to be the region champions. Everybody else has a loss there. Still a lot of football to be played there. Westbrook, Welborn, they still have to play each other. Glencoe, despite the loss tonight, again, non-region game, they're very much alive. The thing that Welborn and Glencoe have is they have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Pennington because they've both beaten them head-to-head.
Yeah, and then Glencoe has the tiebreaker over
Welborn.
Welborn.
Yes. Everybody in that, I don't know that anybody's out of it mathematically except maybe Sachs. At
Sachs
this point in
probably,
time.
with the 4 losses, it's going to be hard to get in there.
Class 4A Region 3, we talked about this earlier. Bullock County, Hanley, and Booker T. Washington are all undefeated in region play. Still all going to have to play each other. Cleburne County sitting there making some noise. Cleveland County's got some games that are going to be very important, beginning with Tallahassee next week. That's a huge game for Heflin's playoff chances is going to be that game with Tallahassee next week. But again, you feel like Cleveland County's got a shot at getting back in the playoffs for the second time in the last 3 years.
They were close with, kind of like what it was last year with Booker T last week. It was close midway through the third, close to the fourth quarter. Things got away from them. Florida commit makes 2 big plays, and next thing you know, they get beat. It's going to be the same type of thing with Tallahassee next week. Be very good athletes, but Cleveland County's put themselves in a position that they have a chance. You beat Tallahassee, you've got a very good chance to get in there.
And they still got Mumford on the schedule too, correct?
Yes, got Mumford and St. James.
Yeah. So yeah.
Class 4A Region 6 now. We've talked a lot about this tonight, so we won't spend much time here, but the top 4 play each other next week, right there. Anniston, Cherokee County, and Hokes Bluff and Alexandria. Monster games. I think we're going to have a really clear picture by this time next Friday night of how this region is going to play out.
Hokes Bluff with a statement win tonight, I think, against Glencoe. That should make things interesting next week for Alexandria.
Alexandria, when I look at them, I think of just how close, a play or two difference between them and Anniston and in Cherokee County. I know Hokes Bluff and Alexandria is a big game for both of them, but that Cherokee-Anniston game is going to be a monstrous game. A lot of it because it's being played at Anniston this year. Last year was only 14-0 in favor of Cherokee County at Cherokee County.
And I was at that game, and that was a game that was every bit even closer than that, I thought. Another interesting game next week. My buddy Kevin Moore is going to say, now, John, my Asheville Bulldogs are 2-1 and 4-1. We got the same record as Alexandria and Hokes Bluff. Asheville has won 3 in a row. Asheville and White Plains next week at White Plains. These are 2 programs with 2 new head coaches that are trying to get to that top level. And whoever wins that game next week, that's going to be a big win. White Plains could get their first region win. Asheville could go to 5-1, 3-1 in the region. That's a game that's not going to get the play of Hokes Bluff and Alexandria or Anniston and Center, but it is a big game for those 2 programs next week out at Robertson Field.
So White Plains, what are they looking like? They have Asheville coming up.
They haven't
played Etowah or Oneonta yet, right?
So okay. I think everybody in this region is still alive for a playoff.
Yeah, they definitely got some
White
wins.
Plains and Asheville, it's a future pecking order game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the future pecking order.
Coach, you said it perfectly. So that's some big games next week. I mean, some big games in Class 4A Region 6. All right, let's tell you about the folks at Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance, our game of the week, Glencoe and Hokes Bluff. That's coming up momentarily. We'll bring you all the highlights. Judd Edwards, you will not find a guy that's more involved in our local community in East Alabama than Judd Edwards. I'll be in a meeting with him next week as we plan the Fellowship of Christian Athletes Fields of Faith coming to Jacksonville High School on October 8th. He'll be a big part of that, and he is there for the community. He's there for you, for all of your insurance needs. InsureWhatCounts.com. Call him there in Heflin at 256-463-2260. More of After the Game in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Awards to remember at awardstoremember.com. We're giving out plaques even tonight. Our Player of the Week plaque, we gave that to Coach Ginn. We'll show you who that is coming up in just a couple of moments. We'll unveil that totally to you. But all of our trophies, our Tough Guy trophy for our Team of the Week, our Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week trophy, all of that comes from Awards to Remember. They are the top dealer for awards and trophies and plaques here in East Alabama. You cannot top Robert Smith and the folks at Awards to Remember. Go to awardstoremember.com. All right, my crew out tonight. We were at Etowah County, homecoming again for Steve Smith and the Westbrook Christian Warriors over at Jack Osborne Memorial Stadium, hosting the mighty, mighty Munford Lions tonight. And, you know, Coach and I, we always talk about homecomings and things like that and how a distraction it can be. And they had a lot of festivities going on. No Steve Smith, this is not his first rodeo on homecomings. He's been doing this for a long time. And let me just tell you, as you'll see in these highlights coming up, Chad, Westbrook was ready to play on homecoming tonight. You're about to see it.
Sometimes you just fall in the wrong part of somebody's schedule. And last week, with the first loss of the season to the Piedmont Bulldogs, Westbrook wanted to get back in the win column tonight after coming off their first loss of the year. So let's go to the Oxford Lumber highlights and see actually how this one played out. And again, Munford just coming into kind of a buzzsaw tonight. Westbrook looking to get back on track. Homecoming queen tonight, Landry Lipscomb. Congratulations, Landry, from all of us here at After the Game. So let's go to the highlights and see the ball between the lines. Kickoff. Cameron Tucker's going to take this one back 35 yards. I want to make mention, too, we've seen Mountain Brook do it and seen Munford do it. With the caps on the helmets, the entire team, both teams,
Shades Valley last night,
everybody has them on. Fourth down, though, nothing would happen on that first drive for Munford. Brody Blevins going to take this one himself, 43 yards around the left side. This kid can throw it and pass it. Brody Wood, this time he's going to take the handoff, and he's going to take this one 19 yards all the way down inside the red zone, inside the 5, down to the 4-yard line. Blevins, this time he's going to take it, drop back, pass, find Bo Kilgo, who he's done a number of times this season. PAT would be good. 7-0 Westbrook is on top. The RO Supply T-shirts in the stands one more time tonight. 7-0 Westbrook on top. Now back to Munford on offense. Braden Nichols. Big run here, 50 yards. Impressive scamper down to the other side of the field, but that drive would end up stalling. Blevins, or this one would be a 12-yard pass to Calvin Castleberry. The drive would fail, giving it back to this offense and that man Blevins. This one is going to be to Wood. 91 yards. We had some long touchdowns today. We did. 91-yard touchdown pass. PAT would be good. 14-0. Westbrook Christian is on top. Players excited about what's going on here. Blevins, this time he's not done. This time a 63-yard touchdown pass to Parker Sims. 5 touchdowns to 5 different receivers, what you told us in the break, John. What a night for Blevins. What a night for Westbrook Christian as they roll and Steve Smith and company get back into the win column in impressive fashion, 49-0.
5 touchdown passes, 5 different receivers. You all saw 3 of them there, 4 yards, 91 yards, 63 yards, 14 yards, and 11 yards tonight. He was on fire. And let's talk about the Westbrook defense there. We talk a lot about Brody Blevins and the folks there, but the defense tonight throwing a shutout on a Munford team that can score points, but they didn't score any tonight over in Rainbow City.
I don't care what you do. Anytime you get a goose egg, I don't care who it's against. That's big things.
It's hard because eventually with 49 points that at some point in time, Coach Smith was playing some of these younger guys against maybe sometimes a team that's trying to find their way. So it's hard. If you're not scoring on their second team too, sometimes that's where that comes from.
All right, let's talk about our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. Let's show you. This is going to be a little bit different tonight because guess what, Coach? It was homecoming at White Mosby Memorial Stadium. So we did not get our typical halftime show from the always entertaining Anniston High School Marching Band. And Coach is showing us some of his moves here. I hate that we missed that on camera.
Do not go to the camera.
But,
do not go to the camera.
I love the Anniston High School Band. As you can see, you're going to get entertained when you go see Anniston play. Great music, and they always put on a great show. They did tonight on homecoming up at White Mosby Memorial Stadium tonight. This is not their regular halftime show because they had a lot of homecoming activities and things going on there, but Anniston High School Band, I saw them last week at Hokes Bluff. Loud. In the stands, they're loud. They play a lot of great stand tunes as well. And that's our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week, the Anniston High School Marching Bulldog Band, and entertaining the crowd tonight at Anniston High School in their game with Pleasant Grove, which the Bulldogs won big time tonight. Big win for Anniston, big night with the Bulldog Band as well as the Anniston Bulldogs putting on a show tonight. That's our Emblem Credit Union Band of the Week. All right, let's tell you now, we are going to go to our next extra point. This is our next extra point presented by the folks at Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden. We're on our third one of the night. Here it is. We talked about the state's leading offensive teams. Well, the defensive teams at the halfway point of the season are Class 1A Maplesville, maybe on a collision course with Wadley. That would not be through the Super 7. And Class 2A North Sand Mountain, who may be on a collision course for home field advantage in the playoffs with Pleasant Valley. The Red Devils and the Bison coming into tonight had both given up only 13 points each through 5 games. That's 2.6 points per game average, 3 shutouts each. Neither team has given up more than 7 points in a contest. Chad, you were texting Coach and I about this earlier in the week. That's really impressive numbers there from Maplesville and North Sand Mountain.
Maplesville is one of those blue bloods. You go down there, that's one of they wrap up the entire town. They love their football down there. Man, they love their defense this time. Good Lord.
They've got a 5-star linebacker playing defense too.
Yeah, and he's an underclassman. Still, I think he's a 10th grader.
Yeah,
still a couple years to go.
Already a 5-star.
Yeah,
And a 1A school.
already SEC teams throwing NIL money at him, I'm sure, as a 10th grader in the small town of Maplesville down in Chilton County. Extra point presented by State Representative Randy Wood from District 36. When we come back, East Alabama Top 10, more highlights, more region rundown, and we've got the Player of the Week and the Team of the Week and Concession Stand of the Week. All that still to come.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Johnson's Giant Food bringing you our concession stand of the week, and we've got that coming up in just a couple of moments. Whether it's Friday night football, college Saturday, if you don't want to cook, you don't have to at all. You just go to Johnson's. They've got locations in Attala, East Gadsden. They're in Coldwater. They're in Jacksonville. They're about to be in Southside, right there on Highway 77, and they've got everything in their hot food bar and deli that you need. Chicken fingers, wings, potato wedges, chicken salad, potato salad, pimento cheese, crackers, chips, cookies, drinks, large orders. They've got it all. Johnson's Giant Food bringing you our concession stand of the week with that $100 gift card coming in that announcement. We'll show you who this week's going to be in just a moment. Back with Coach Michael Short, Chad Barnett on After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, coming to you tonight live from the Sound Solutions Media Center on Quintard Avenue in Aniston at Parker Memorial Baptist Church. The other game that my crew was at tonight was, guys, I just have to be honest with you, it's a game that from my perspective, I just can't imagine these two teams even playing. Amazing. And then the result, it just blows my mind. We're talking about, I can't believe I'm going to say this, M.T. Blunt, the Leopards, coming to Coosa Christian to play tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's go to the highlights.
And, you know, it's one thing, you drop five five gets dropped from the schedule, so you're thinking, well, what other small 1A, 2A Christian school am I going to get to come up here and play us? No, we're going to get Blunt to come up here. And that's what happened. So let's go right to the highlights and check it out. On the banks of the Coosa, it's Blunt taking on Coosa Christian at Philip Ellen Stadium. Scoreboard when we arrive is 7-0 Coosa on top with 6 minutes left in the half. Kylan Johnson, he's going to carry this one for 18 yards for the Conquerors. Going to give him a first down. But the drive would stall and they would go back to punt. This would be a good punt all the way down to the Blunt 15-yard line where they would muff it. Coosa would recover it. Looks like points for sure. But it's going to lead to a field goal because Blunt's defense did a really good job. Field goal by Jorge Contalano is going to be off the upright. Or was it? They said it was good, but then it wasn't. So the kick was no good off the upright.
We throw out touchdown.
We throw out touchdown. Anyway. Hey, we got enough of them. We're just going to go whenever we want to.
That was the first touchdown when we were not there.
There you go. Halftime. The second half now, as Coosa is going to be getting this ball again. Johnson with a 32-yard kickoff return. Nice return for Johnson and the Conquerors, but they're going to have to fumble here. Blunt's going to pick it up at the Coosa 32. Not a whole lot of what we would call highlights per se, but that's the highlight you need. 25-14, massive win over Blunt tonight for Coosa Christian.
The one thing that has not changed through the years about these two teams, Blunt, they were always known for defense. Always known for defense. Shutout sacks of the 96 state championship game in 5A, 29-0. Sacks could have played for a week against that defense. DeMarco McNeil and those guys at nose guard, and probably not have scored. And Sacks had a good offense that year. Coosa Christian, really known for their defense as well. Great defensive team. Coosa Christian wins it 25-14. It was a defensive game. This was 7-0 Coosa till late in the third quarter. What can you say? I just, it's still hard for me as a guy that in the 1990s, Blunt won 5 Class 5A state titles. They were, I think, guys, the preeminent football program in this state, period. Now, they've fallen off. Yeah, they haven't won 5 state championships, but they're a 6A school now. They're even larger, and they are a very competitive team.
They're going to talk about the people are going to look and see the 1-4 record, but like you said, who have they played this year? Right?
Oh, look at the you talking about Blunt? Yeah,
Viger, Saraland, all those guys.
And they played Viger to a close ball game.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah.
It's amazing to sit there and watch this 2A school.
With how many kids do they rotate in?
16.
15, 16 kids?
Well, they just got now to 16.
Well, I always go back to, I always reference your comments when you were coach at Cleveland County, and you're talking about playing in the South, in the playoffs and all that kind of stuff. And you always talk about numbers, and you said that you can't have guys going both ways in the playoffs against these bigger teams. Well, what are they doing? They got 60. They have to go both ways, and they got no choice, and they're still winning these games. It's insane.
It's easier to play with dogs than it is with cats. And they've got 16 dogs.
Coach
Coach
Ginn talking about that tonight.
There's 16 dogs that can play, and they've done a great job of getting them in shape. And they're doing things at the 2A. Okay, 1A numbers, but 2A. But they're doing things at the 2A level that a lot of 2A schools can't do. I'm not saying that, but it's the size of the coaching staff and the amount of film and stuff that they're doing. They're running a 2A program like a 6 or 7A program. Yeah. They go on Thursday nights and spend the night and do all that kind of stuff.
A lot of times we don't realize when it's happening. We need to step back and realize what we have watched the last couple of years, what we're seeing this year, who knows about the future. We're seeing something that is incredible that we probably may not see again, at least in this area. And this is a 2A football team that's not a 2A football team by any stretch of the imagination. It's a unique thing. They don't have a lot of depth, but yet they stand toe-to-toe with Pell City. They stand toe-to-toe with Blunt. It's an amazing thing. And when they're playing 2A teams, like last week we saw in 7 touchdown passes in the first half against Susan Moore. Susan Moore's got a good team.
I'll say it though, I think to cap this run off they've had, we've got to see it in the playoffs this year. Got to see that. That really has to have, because I think if it doesn't happen, or if it weren't to happen, we would miss the icing on the cake.
They won't be challenged till they get to Birmingham. Reeltown maybe might challenge them, but I'm usually not like this, but I'm just going to say they're not going to be challenged in North Alabama.
I don't know tonight. I hadn't talked to anybody yet. I will at 2:30. But I don't know if they can stay healthy, because they've got a couple of skill players that can beat anybody. Anybody.
Yeah.
But if they stay healthy and the quarterback stays healthy and stays up on his feet, they got a chance to be there in the finals.
Speaking of Coosa Christian, East Alabama top 10. Last week, our changes were at the bottom. This week, our changes are at the top. So our awards to remember, East Alabama top 10. Let's kick it off. Number 10. Winterboro remains there. A solid 31-20 win over Weaver tonight down at Childersburg, not at Winterboro. Number 9, we're going to keep Pleasant Valley in there. Doubled up Woodland tonight, 54-27. They're doing what they have to do, setting up a showdown in a couple weeks with North Sand Mountain. Number 8, we've got Moody. Yeah, I know. They lost to Auburn. Auburn's a 7A school. They lost to them pretty bigly. I think it was 41-7 tonight that they lost to Auburn down at Doug Sanford Stadium. So with that, we moved Moody down got them at number 8, still in the top 10. A lot of folks are saying, well, now, hey, they got a couple of losses. Why you still got them in there? Look at who they lost to. Gainesville, Georgia, and Auburn.
But they didn't particularly play last week, Helena, very well.
Yeah, only beat them by 3.
Yeah.
So, and then
Helena tonight got drilled.
And then they had trouble with Jacksonville.
So you kind of wonder.
Yeah, you wonder.
Maybe where do they go from here?
All right, number 7, our East Alabama top 10, Alexandria. Certainly did nothing to dispel that they're not going to be a challenger in 4A North, setting up that big game with Hoax Bluff next week. Number 6 in our East Alabama top 10, Central Clay County, moving up a spot. They won tonight, a top 10 team. They beat number 8 Scottsboro tonight by 17 points. Again, I think Coach still without their starting quarterback, right?
He's back. No.
He's back. Okay.
He's playing some, and they didn't get started tonight after 8 o'clock, around 8 o'clock, because of lightning delay.
Number 5, Chad and Coach, I've been asking about when they're going to be on this side. Anniston moves into this side. They move into this, the left side. Anniston at number 5 after that win tonight over Pleasant Grove. Number 4 in our East Alabama top 10, Cherokee County. There's the matchup next week, folks. Cherokee County and Anniston at Lott Mosby. That'll be a top 10 matchup in the state. I think a top 5 matchup in the state and a top 5 matchup in our East Alabama top 10. Number 3, Coosa Christian. There it is. They're not going anywhere. And I'm going to tell you, they're not going to be challenged for the next 2 months. They won't be challenged again until we're talking about Santa Claus coming. They are not going to be challenged.
All the way through turkey season.
Santa Claus. It's like it's,
All right, number 2 in our East Alabama top 10, Piedmont. On the road at Sylacauga tonight, beating BB Comer 61-0. And number 1, very impressive win by Wadley. A lot of folks thought that might be their biggest challenge last night against Glenwood. They answered the bell, 35-21. Coach, you were there. Probably wasn't that close, right?
No, but they were behind at halftime. Yeah.
But in the second half.
The second half is like a completely different.
Kind of like that second quarter against Fayetteville.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They came out and it was, you're talking about physical domination. And they've got some, these guys got players and they got players. They've got 3 that can play in college football right now, and one's already committed to Auburn.
I'll tell you, these top 3, I think we're going to be sitting here on Halloween night, and we're probably going to still see these top 3 right here. I don't think those top 3 are going to change. So obviously, we got a change coming next week because they're playing each other.
So, a team we don't have in this top 10, their only loss of the season was against the team that we think is the second best team pound for pound in the area. Westbrook Christian is making some arguments that maybe at some point throughout the season they're going to ease into this top 10.
And, next week, Alexandria plays Hoax Bluff, and there's been some, again, I read the comments, and, some Hoax Bluff folks, and Hoax Bluff, they're only sitting there with that one loss who was to this team. So watch Hoax Bluff, especially if they can win next week. Hoax Bluff's got a tough road because they still have this team and they still have this team. That team's on the road, that team's at home. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out.
The thing about 4 and 5 there, y'all get a laugh out of this. There'll be a lot of tents and TVs on those sidelines there next week.
Yes.
At least 2 on each side.
That's a fact.
Absolutely.
Tents and TVs.
That's our awards to remember East Alabama top 10. Now, coming up just a few moments away, we're going to announce our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. Our Team of the Week from last week, the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. And I had a chance to stop by up there along with Jason Gregerson, the fine folks from Ted's Floors and Beyond. We were at Jacksonville earlier this week to present our Anniston Orthopedic Score shirt. I think we're going to look at some video of that. There's Jason there. We're in there. Look, Coach Sullivan, he's kicked back. He's relaxed over there. We're in the team room there at Jacksonville. They're excited. They not only got the Anniston Orthopedic Score shirts, they had the score of the game where they beat Leeds. I told them, hey, y'all can go to Buc-ee's over in Leeds and wear those shirts and let folks know you're from Jacksonville. They also got our awards to remember Tough Guy Trophy. And as you'll see here in just a moment, after Jack Cato comes up and gets the trophy on behalf of the team, as you'll see here in a minute, they also got in Jacksonville colors, those Ted's blue and gold shirts, courtesy of Ted's Floors and Beyond, in addition to those Anniston Orthopedics Score shirts with a score on it. Appreciate the hospitality up at Jacksonville this week from Coach Sullivan and the Golden Eagles. All right, our final extra point of the night. This is our Randy Wood, state representative out of District 36, extra point of the night, our final one. We've been at the halfway point. We've been talking about highest scoring teams in the state, the best defenses in the state, and things like that. Well, this is kind of narrowing it down. Wadley has both the leading offense and defense in East Alabama through the first half of the season. The top-ranked team in Class 1A, averaging 56 points per game on offense, giving up only 11 points per game on defense. That was leading into last night's game. The Bulldogs have scored 224, but they added 35 to that, so they're right at about 260, and only given up 44 through 4 contests. They've given up maybe 65 now through 5 contests. So again, you see why they're the number 1 team in our East Alabama top 10, because they're the leading offense and defense regardless of class in all of East Alabama. We'll be back with more of After the Game in just a moment.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed Vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you. The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
After the game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission on Friday nights, Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, Lee Patterson, supporting all of our schools, all of our recreational facilities, all of the great events that go on, like the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame, OPAC, all the things that happen here in the county, and supporting and making this show possible, after the game here on these football Friday nights, thanks to the Calhoun County Commission. It is Game of the Week time. Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. Probably the most interesting Glencoe Hoax Bluff game in at least a decade tonight out at Hoax Bluff. Coach Short was out there with our crew to cover the game tonight. We talked about a lot of teams that bounced back tonight. Teams like Oxford bouncing back. Yep. Teams like Westbrook bouncing back. Hoax Bluff falls in that category. They bounced back very impressively tonight against their arch rival Glencoe.
Excited about this game heading into it because the last time we saw Glencoe, they were blanking Welborn at Glencoe before their open week, and then last time we saw Hokes Bluff, they lost by getting shut out to Anniston. So two teams looking evenly matched coming in, close proximity, some rivalries there naturally. Let's go out to the highlights and check out the Judd Edwards State Farm Game of the Week. We go to Coach Robb Stadium in Hokes Bluff. And you see the folks there for the coin toss, and you see the Hokes Bluff Eagles running out of the Spirit line there at the newer stadium in Hokes Bluff as the Eagles are taking on their crosstown rival. Going to start off here on offense with guess who? Number 5. And it's going to be Bryce Whitaker, who has had big play after big play this year. He starts it off with a touchdown run of 80 yards for the score, 7-0 Hokes Bluff. More of that man, Whitaker. This time, not a touchdown, but a 35-yard gain. Huge carry for the Eagles. Brenton Hale, he's going to take this one in on his own for the touchdown. It's going to be 14-0. Kind of surprising start here. Hokes Bluff hot coming out of the gates. Going to go back on offense now for Hokes Bluff. Whitaker this time, he's going to take it to the right side. Another touchdown. 21-0 at this point as they are running the show at this time. Whitaker now finding Ryan Fleming for 20 yards. Whitaker again doing what he does best. He's going to call his own number on the keeper. That's going to be another touchdown. Whitaker with 18 rushes for 247 yards and 4 touchdowns in this contest. Huge game for Whitaker, but huge play here for Isaiah Young. Trying to find a spark for this Glencoe offense. He's going to take it back almost a hundo to the house for the score. Touchdown. Glencoe is on the board for the first time. 28-7 is the score. Whitaker shovel pass to Hale. That's going to be a gain for 15 yards and a first down for Hokes Bluff. Whitaker now finding in the air Carson Peppers. Delayed route. Finds a way to get it to number 20 for the touchdown. 35-7. Coach Robb and his squad talking it over. Talking about what? Maybe Whitaker keeping it for himself again. Huge cutback here on this run. This kid is absolutely electric. Beautiful run. And he stays on his feet and gets into the end zone. 42-7. Coach Robb loving it. Glencoe, though, would have some more spark before this game was over. Alex Hudson with a tough run. Down 35. Didn't care. He's going to go 80 yards for the touchdown, making it 42-14. It's a gutsy run by that Glencoe Yellow Jacket. Whitaker, another gain. This time, 30 yards. Did I mention he had 247 yards carrying the ball tonight? Huge game for number 5. Hale's going to punch this one in the end zone. 49-21 is going to be the score at the end of this one. Hale would punch that one in for the touchdown. Huge win for Hokes Bluff tonight as they win it over their crosstown rival, I guess you could say. 49-14, massive win.
And I think, Coach Short, you called up with some Hokes Bluff folks after the game. We'll go to that right now.
This is Coach Michael Short with High School Football Alabama's After the Game at Coach Rob Robinson Stadium here in Hokes Bluff with the victorious Hokes Bluff Eagles. Coach, tell us tonight who we got here with us.
Well, we got Bryce Whitaker, had a really good game at quarterback. Bray Davis and Big Connor Willingham.
Big is right. You're right there. Hey, guys, this is my first Hokes Bluff Glencoe ball game. I've never been to one of these before. So, great atmosphere. Your people showed up. Glencoe people showed up. Guys, tell me how important it is. I know it's a non-region game, but it has to be one of the bigger games for y'all each year. Tell me a little bit about it.
To me, it's just something a whole lot bigger than this game. It's been 10 years in a row that we beat them, and to be a part of that big is it's humbling a little bit, man.
I've never been beat by Glencoe, and I'm proud to say I never will and never have. Never had, never will, same thing.
Yeah, any day you beat Glencoe is a good day. Like you said, we ain't ever lost to them, so I'm so proud of these guys. It was a gut-wrenching performance.
Coach, and I know it was a big night for you, and I know you don't want to throw anything towards you, but Tell me just for a second, what all went on in pregame out there? That kind of takes me back a long time.
Well, that was a 75 team that I was lucky enough to play quarterback for. That was a really good bunch, and Coach Cootie H.K. Reeves, who I have the highest respect for, he was one of my mentors. So we had a little get-together. We got to the finals and got destroyed by Hazelwood, but we got to the finals. So it was really good to see a lot of them guys and brought back a lot of good memories.
Coach, when the game started out, I couldn't help but to notice the physicality that y'all was bringing up front on both sides of the football. I felt like your offensive and defensive lines controlled the line of scrimmage tonight.
Yeah, they did a good job. Coach does a good job in his scheme, especially on offense there. But we're a little more physical up front, and it showed tonight. And Bryce broke a couple of runs and kind of broke their I guess you say we got momentum, and we kept it throughout and had a couple of blunders on special teams. But overall, the offensive and defensive lines played great.
Besides one return, Coach, to me, in the first half, your kickoff team kept them backed up. I mean, you did a great job on your kickoff except for that one return.
Yeah, and they've been doing a good job. That kid, he's run back punts and kickoffs, so we talked about it all week. But, we just didn't execute. I haven't seen the film. It's on the other sideline. But they do a good job in their scheme. But really, defensively, we played well all night. We really did.
Coach, one thing I'm proud for you is, and I'm an old school guy too, and you still coaching hard right down to the end when you know it's over, but those young guys have got to get great opportunities to play too.
Yeah, I got to get aggravated, and you sub and try to give them a chance to play, and I know we're going to win the game, but, you want them guys to perform because, they practice every day. But, yeah, I got a little carried away there, but it was Glencoe game, so I usually get a little excited at the Glencoe game.
Well, this was my first night. Guys, one last thing for y'all. Is I know that was a big win for y'all tonight, but everything for y'all is still in front of you. Yes. Give me a little bit of idea about what the rest of the season looks like for y'all.
Yeah, like you mentioned earlier, that wasn't a non-region game, so at the end of the day, it don't matter. But I feel like we really just got to build off this. I feel like this is the best game we played in a few weeks, so we just got to keep on building. I mean, we can be dangerous, we know that, but we just got to keep on getting better every day.
This week of practice is probably one of our best of the year, and we just need to keep on building on that, like Bryce said, and continue to have great practices for the rest of the year.
We got a tough rest of the schedule coming up, but hey, we got it. We can beat them.
Mm-hmm. Guys, these guys are well coached there, Coach. You got them
they all come from good families, Coach. So you got to give their families some credit here. So they've all, and his dad and granddad played at Glencoe. Jeff Davis, his granddad, who's a friend of mine, was a quarterback on their 74 state championship team. And he was sitting on our side tonight, so I don't want to blow him up too much. But Jeff, I'm glad you had a Hoax Bluff hat on tonight, wherever you are, Jeff Davis. Oh, there he is right there. He was awesome.
He found me early on before we got out here. Again, this was my first Hoax Bluff Glencoe game. Great experience. Wouldn't mind coming back again and seeing it go. I appreciate you having us out here tonight. This is High School Football Alabama's After the Game with the victorious Hoax Bluff Eagles.
And during the night tonight, I was at Westbrook, and I get a text from Coach Short, and he shows me a picture. He's at the Hoax Bluff concession stand. So, Coach, tell us about the concession stand.
I don't know if I think they were editing the video. I don't know if you guys back in the back have it. If you could play it while he talks about it, that'd be great. I don't know if you got it, though.
I don't know if you have it, but
it looked good.
But I feel it.
I know you were partaking of the concession stand. What exactly was on your menu tonight, your personal menu?
When we walked up, ladies come and said, "Oh, y'all are here. I didn't know it. Let's get you something." I said, "Well, you don't have to." And then she went off. And
Coach, if you insist. Yes.
If you really want me to.
You really want to give me something.
There's two of us. I said, not four of us like last year. But no, they come up with their your favorite, the Philly cheesesteak quesadilla.
Oh.
And the game was fixed to start, so we had to set it off to the side. And then when I come back, it's gone. They done cooked another one. But while we're standing there before the game, the lady walks up, and the guy from there last year, I can't remember his name, but he wasn't there. And she said, "Well, you need to try this. They're chicken queso nachos."
A new menu item.
A new menu item. She said, "You need to tell me how good this is." And then when she asked me, she'd come back out. She said, "Was it good?" I said, "Here's the empty plate." And she said, "What do you want to drink?" I said, "That Mountain Dew, dude."
The calories.
But they always, I consumed a bunch of calories today. But those are super good people. They always take care of us when we're out there. They feed us and they look after us and they do a great job. And that's the Band Booster.
That's right.
Booster Club.
Green Machine.
Green Machine.
Team 1 Chevrolet Gadsden, region rundown, 5A and 6A now. We're going to look at all the 5A, 6A regions before we go to break. So let's run through those. Central Clay County and Elmore County, I believe that game is next week. So that right now looks like it might be the region title game. Even though Valley, there's a lot of football still to be played. Valley will have a big say-so on that. Central Clay now with their quarterback back, beat the number 8 team in the state, 17 points tonight. Central Clay County certainly in control. Class 5A Region 6 now, guys. This region, wow, it's we thought we had it figured out. Moody's still undefeated despite the 2 non-regional losses. You got Leeds with a loss, Jackson with a loss. St. Clair County still working around like there. Jacksonville's got Springville next week. There's a possibility, some 3-way ties here. There could be a lot of football still left to be played here.
The vulnerability is in the very right side of the column, so they're not losing a lot of games in region play, but it's the extra losses outside of the reset. It makes me think that even the guys at the top are vulnerable to a loss on this one.
What we don't know, I do know with Jacksonville, but I don't know when it comes to Leeds and Moody about the number of injuries they may have had so far this year, 2 top-notch players.
Yeah.
That makes a difference. That may have a lot to do because Moody's played a tough schedule. There's no doubt about that. They play some very good people. You know, last year they didn't get to play all of them because that was about this time when the hurricane came through and they didn't get to play.
Let's go to Class 6A now. Class 6A Region 6 again. This is a Clay Chalkville statement win last night again. They just can't. I mean, listen, folks, this is the way it is. Clay Chalkville is Alabama. Thompson is Georgia. Thompson just can't beat them. And Clay Chalkville last night beat them again for the 3rd year in a row. They're undefeated. But look at that logjam coming. Oxford, Pell City, Pinson Valley. Do not count Mountain Brook out at all.
They had a huge win tonight.
Let me tell you.
Last second, right? Isn't that what you showed me earlier?
Last play of the game?
Yeah, last play of the game.
Coach Ginn was telling us about that. Next week, guys, right down I-20, Oxford and Pell City. Next week. That might be, for home field advantage, that might be creating a 3- or 4-way tie in this region. I think Clay Chalkville probably has separated themselves from everybody else. I think they're probably will be the one. But 2, 3, and 4, you got about 4 teams battling for those next 3 spots.
I saw them lose to Mountain Brook last week. I saw it with my own eyes. And what I saw tonight, I saw somebody that didn't look the same. I don't know if they had a bad week. Maybe they didn't prepare well. Maybe they weren't ready for the style of offense they were facing. But with some late additions, we talked about the Jackson kid coming in and playing for the first time tonight. He looked phenomenal. I feel like Oxford is going to be good enough to get that second.
That's going to be a war next week. That's the biggest Oxford Pell City game in a long time.
I just think they've got. At all angles, they have skill. They have really good players at all the critical spots. I don't know. I'll be interested to watch that.
2 years ago, we talked about the coaching change at Clay Chalkville when that happened, and we thought, well, they'll be okay for a while, but they're eventually going to go down. It hadn't happened. Still hadn't happened yet. And a non-region game. I know we're doing region rundown, but a non-region game I'm interested in on down the line is Pell City and Central Clay.
Yeah.
That'll be a war, too, for a non-region game.
Absolutely. Now, let's take a look at Class 6A Region 8. Gadsden City tonight, big win on the road. They knocked off a top 10 7A and Bob Jones on the road. Gadsden City is surging. Last year at this time, Gadsden City started off hot and then some upsets and kind of fizzled down the road. This year, Ollie Smith has got Gadsden City doing the opposite. They were not very good at the beginning of the season, but now Gadsden City seems to be getting better every week, and that's trouble for Fort Payne and Southside and the rest of the teams in Class 6A Region 8. But right now, it looks like, again, as it has many years in this region, it's going to come down to Gadsden City and Fort Payne.
They may be in line the way we see it right now. The way that may be the pecking order for the playoffs.
Don't forget about Southside. Southside seems to always play well at the end of the year and make some noise. They won tonight against Etowah in the non-region games. So that's Class 6A Region 8. Let's talk about the folks at Red Threads. You see our Stay Put preview box here, which can be interesting at times. The Red Threads powered by O-Brand. They supply all of our T-shirts here, our Anston Orthopedic Score shirts, our Muscle Team shirts, our RO Supply Touchdown T-shirts. They supply all that for us here. And then also they have the best selection of Jack State merchandise in their storefront on the square in Jacksonville. We come back. We've still got Player of the Week, Concession Stand of the Week, and Team of the Week, and more highlights still to come.
We stand for Mother Nature, home sweet home. The best you, sunsets with friends, hustle, art that lasts, life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle into Ted's today.
Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week, that is coming up in just a couple of moments here on After the Game. Ted's they're just fantastic folks out there. If you want to do your floors, if you want to do your kitchen, if you want to do your bath, whatever it is, they can do it all for you at Ted's. They have custom tile showers, backsplashes, granite and quartz countertops, Wellborn cabinetry, and all types of flooring, obviously. Hardwood, laminate, tile, luxury, vinyl plank, carpet as well. All of that from the top name brands, Ted's Floors and Beyond. Go by and see them in their showroom on U.S. Highway 431 in the Sachs area of Aniston. Calhoun County Quarterback Club, they're up and running. You can still be a member. They got a great speaker coming. Former Alabama quarterback Walter Lewis. You know, this was the last quarterback for Coach Bryant at Alabama. You think he doesn't have some stories? Walter Lewis is going to be there, former University of Alabama quarterback, on Monday night at the Aniston Country Club. For membership information, David Woodard, 256-239-4481 is the number to call to find out more. You see Aaron Suttles, Charles Kelly from Jack State, Jake Fromm, the former Georgian NFL quarterback, Holly Rowe from ESPN. I think she'll be on the sidelines. The Alabama-Georgia game tomorrow. She'll be coming November 3rd to Aniston, and you can meet her and hear her speak as well with the fine folks at the Quarterback Club of Calhoun County. Now it's time for our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week. And our Player of the Week from last week, boy, let me give you a stat about this guy. This is Cole Wheeler of Alexandria. 19 out of 21 last week. That means he only missed 2 passes, guys. 413 yards, 5 touchdowns. Those 5 touchdowns were 85, 75, 57, 48, and 8 yards. And guys, let me tell you this. Think of Alexandria, I think, started playing football in 1925. The most yards passing by a player in a single game ever in Alexandria history last week in that 49-33 win over Aniana with 413 yards and 5 touchdowns passing. Our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week, Coach Ginn's got his plaque already headed his way.
Not bad. Impressive week. I mean, 413 yards.
And look, I mean, we're talking about 2 quarterbacks as in Frank Tucker and Todd Ginn.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it.
Yeah.
Frank Tucker did not throw for 413 yards. That's amazing.
It may have been that in
I'll have to
6
get him
weeks.
about that.
Have to get on him about that.
Coach, I can't believe you didn't throw for 400 yards in your career in a game out there. All right. Now we're going to talk about our, we've got our concession stand of the week, our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. We're going to take you this time and Coach bailed on me. Don bailed on me a couple weeks ago, so I had to be the taster. That doesn't rarely happen.
I know that hurt.
But I was forced into action.
So terrible.
At Talladega at Mary Dumas Stadium.
Terrible.
Let's take you out to the Talladega Band Booster Club.
Talladega High School, our concession stand of the week. You're going to get a $100 gift card from Johnson's Giant Food. Adia Winfrey. Now, the drum major, this is the mom of the drum major of the Talladega Band. Of course, you're providing all kind of great things from the money you raise here. What the money that goes that's raised here in the concession stand, what do y'all use that for?
We use the money for uniforms, travel, overall just the things that we need to improve the band. Instruments, there's always an expense when it comes to band that people don't think about.
You got a big operation here, a lot of volunteers here, a lot of good food, it looks like. Tell us about the folks that staff this on Friday nights here.
So this is parents, grandparents, family of the band, color guard. We all come together and work together. We want to shout out AS&A Foods because they actually prepared our hot dogs and hamburgers today.
I got you. So what we're going to have, as I understand it, is we're going to have a hamburger basket, cheeseburger basket,
yes,
right?
yes.
Tell me about that and what goes into that.
So with our baskets, you get either hamburger, cheeseburger, or hot dogs, and it comes with fries, and you can make it cheese fries. That's really our most popular item.
So if folks come here to Mary Dumas Stadium in Talladega on a Friday night, what's that going to set them back? What's the basket cost?
It's going to run you about $9 if you get it with the works, and so I recommend that. If you like cheese, you will love the basket with cheese.
Absolutely. Good stuff. All right. Talladega Band Boosters here. They are our Johnson's Giant Food concession stand of the week. All right, so we are here at Talladega. Don's a little bit under the weather. Coach is a little bit under the weather tonight, so they couldn't join me. So it is me tonight with the Talladega Band Booster Club. This is their cheeseburger. Let me tell you, when they talk about a basket, you got chicken fingers in here, you got French fries. All this stuff is fresh made. So I'm going to try the hamburger here. Man, that's really outstanding. Good stuff, good cheese, fresh made. I got it all over me, I'm sure, already. But the Talladega Booster Club, when you come to Mary Dumas Stadium, come by them. They're in the end zone here on the north end of the stadium. I got cheese all over me. Come by and see these fantastic ladies. Great food here with our concession stand of the week. Great hamburger here at Talladega. So that was the cheeseburger basket there. You saw the fresh fries that they made out there. See those cooking right there. They also have the chicken fingers that they cook out there. They got a lot of good things. The cheeseburgers, they got the popcorn, all of that. For many years, been going to games down at Talladega, and I had always smelled the good smells coming out of that concession stand. Mm-hmm. Finally got to try it with our cheeseburger. They get a $100 gift card, courtesy of Johnson's Giant Food. All right, one more set of highlights tonight, and that's from the big game right up the street here. We had Rico Jackson, the head coach of the Bulldogs of Anniston, in studio. His Bulldogs tonight doing something, Chad, as you know, Coach, you know, it's not done very often, and that's a dominant win over the Pleasant Grove Spartans tonight.
I love what you said to him tonight when y'all were talking. You were talking to Coach Jackson. Basically, it's not just that they have players. They got a program over there now. They're starting to play some football and build on this thing. This is what happens when you have one of these teams in an off week like this. They look dominant like they did tonight. We get to highlights. And Anniston tonight, we pick it up at halftime, and they're already controlling things at 29-0. It is homecoming. Congratulations to Ja'Cory Carr, homecoming king, and Nakia Truss, homecoming queen for the Anniston Bulldogs. Congratulations for everybody here at After the Game. Pleasant Grove, Dominic Robinson with a big kickoff return, but that drive would stall. Anniston would come back. Q Cunningham, a 13-yard pickup. And then this is going to be a great pass and catch here. Bulldogs going to stay in bounds, find a way to cut back across the field, and in there for the score. It's going to be a touchdown for Anniston. They are extending that lead. RO Supply T-shirts heading up into the stands tonight.
Throwing a long way.
Just a long shot right there. And the Bulldogs back on defense now. Pleasant Grove's Michael Foy finding his receiver for a 25-yard gain. That would be close to a first down. This would be on a 4th and 25, or 4th and 23. Pleasant Grove is going to connect on a 28-yard pass. Trust me, it's there. 28-yard pass, it'd be a first down for Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove would have another 5-yard touchdown pass here to put them in the end zone. PAT is no good, but what they do is they stop the shutout. Wasn't that big for anybody else other than Pleasant Grove. They get off the board. 41-13, though, Anniston rolls tonight.
Next week, I would imagine Coach Short's not going to have to go very far. Him and Cameron Greenwood will be about 6 blocks up the street here up Layton Avenue for the Anniston and Cherokee County game. Going to be a good one.
Man of many words. I mean, man of many words.
Coach Jackson said,
Ric Flair over here.
Coach Jackson said tonight he liked Ric Flair. He loved Ric Flair. So
he did.
We might see next week. Might see a woo coming from Jacob Keller. We might see a woo coming from Rico Jackson.
Maybe a bit woo to get extra overtime.
Cameron can't tell.
I don't know.
All right, let's tell you about Noble Bank and Trust. They bring you the post-game presser. Tonight in the post-game presser, we had both Todd Ginn and Rico Jackson of that 4A Region 6 from Alexandria and Anniston, respectively. Coming up today at the Summit in Birmingham, they had their customer appreciation event at the Summit. In a couple of weeks, October 10th, they're going to do the same thing in Anniston. They're going to have free food, all kind of giveaways and things like that. Check them out. And then coming up later on in October, the 16th and 17th, is the Noble Bank Foundation's Martha Vandervoort Memorial Golf Classic as Noble Bank and Trust celebrates 20 years here in East Alabama. We come back, we've got a couple of regions to run through and then the big Team of the Week announcement. And I got a surprise for you about a new tradition that started tonight here in East Alabama. We're going to show you that next.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed Vertical Spirit debit cards. Now, these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Young Oil Grub Mart presenting our muscle team. We sent the shirts with Coach Jackson from Anniston. They were our muscle team from last week, his defensive line. Grub Mart, they are all over the place. They're in Center, Piedmont, Gadsden, Southside, Alexandria. They're in Oxford. They're in Auburn, Opelika. They're now in Asheville. They're in Summerton over in Walker County. They're all over the place. They've got the 99-cent bag of ice. They've got great deli items, everything you need for your tailgate. They've got it all, and they're proud sponsors, have been for many, many years of high school sports here in East Alabama. Let's also tell you about Anniston Orthopedics. They've got their Saturday morning sports clinic coming up. They bring you our comeback player of the week and our score shirts for our Ted's Floors and Beyond team of the week. We'll have that announcement coming in just a second. They have 6 highly skilled, experienced physicians: Vandervoort, Tippett, Hardy, Weedmer, Morris. All those folks do a great job. Their Saturday morning sports clinic, 8 a.m. on Saturday mornings at the Tyler Center in Anniston, Anniston Orthopedics. Now, let's talk about, we're going to go now to our regions. So regions, we've got 2 more regions, or actually 4 more regions. We've got 2 more classifications in our Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden region rundown. So let's begin in Class 1A. Let's go to that right now. Wadley, Winterboro. Woodland's still undefeated technically in that region, 1-0, but it's looking more and more like Wadley. What a powerhouse. Winterboro looks like they're the only team that can really stop them in this region.
Who's going to take the 4th spot?
That is the question. I know they're 0-2, but Fayetteville's 2 losses, Winterboro, Wadley. So watch out for Fayetteville. I think they're the most underrated 1A team in this state. Very dangerous.
I heard you say that earlier with the score. So you think it's going to be the Wolves then for sure?
No, I'm not saying that. Woodland is going to be very good. Woodland's Coach Smith has done a great job at Woodland.
He has, and they were up 21-0 over Wadley
at the end of the first quarter.
In the first quarter.
But
I watched Wadley.
Fayetteville's good. Coach Limbaugh's done a great job down there. Now let's go to Class 1A Region 8. This one, hard to figure out. Appalachian is 6-0. Won again tonight in a non-region game. Woodville is also undefeated. That is looking like the region title game. Spring Garden Appalachian, though, is next week. That's going to be a huge game. Spring Garden tonight, blasted Cedar Bluff. I think it's at Spring Garden, I believe. And that's going to be a huge, huge game. I think that Woodville Appalachian game will be huge, and the Appalachian Spring Garden game will be huge.
Spring Garden, after losing all these players, have been way under the radar, and they're slowly together, putting it together. It's a program now.
Yep.
Even when you
4
think,
wins.
they already got 4,
and going to win some more. They got a lot of
got
a lot of likely wins coming as they move down the home stretch. Now let's jump to Class 2A. Class 2A Region 6. There it is, Coosa Christian. They've already beaten Susan Moore. They've already won on the road at Southeastern, I believe it was. They've got Cleveland in a Thursday game. They've got a couple of Thursday games coming because of lack of officials. So I believe the Cleveland game's a Thursday game, and they've got another Thursday game coming.
Is that why we're seeing more Thursday games?
It is one of the reasons.
Yes, one of the reasons. And I tell you what,
because I feel like every week now we have some. Used to it was just when the race was in town.
Valley Head, North Sand Mountain, as I understand it, was moved to Thursday this week because of lack of officials.
And I can tell you right now, Coach Probst is not used to having 5-man crews. He's used to having 7-man crews.
Yeah.
And there's a difference. It makes a whole lot of difference on how you attack people with the different crews they have.
And finally, let's go to Class 2A Region 7 now. North Sand Mountain, 6-0.
Can play defense.
And they are blowing out everybody. North Sand Mountain Pisgah will be a huge game. North Sand Mountain Pleasant Valley will be a huge game. The question to me is, who is going to take fourth? Will it be Cedar Bluff? Will it be Sandrock? Section, Gaston? That's going to be the key question here. And then, of course, I think the Pleasant Valley North Sand Mountain game and the North Sand Mountain Pisgah games, those are going to be huge games in deciding the top three. Who's going to be the top three in 2A Region 7?
Yeah, because
Pisgah's got the driver's seat to at least be home in the first round because of the winner against Pleasant Valley.
That's right.
So it just really depends on what happens there. But they've got to feel pretty comfortable they're going to be at home in the first round.
Pisgah has not been playing well the last few weeks.
And an upset from Pleasant Valley over North Sand Mountain throws them into a three-way tie.
Absolutely.
And then what would
That's
happen
valid.
was Pisgah would go first because they beat, and then you had the head-to-head with
I
Pleasant
forget
Valley
about
and North Sand
that
Mountain.
pesky three-way tie, man.
Could be coming. We will see. All right, now, in our High School Football Alabama, the magazine, and we'll bring all these guys in. Let's talk about this. In our High School Football Alabama, the magazine, I sat down. I didn't mention this in the magazine, but I sat down with Coach Clint Smith, new head coach at White Plains. And we sat in his office, coming a thunderstorm for about 2.5 hours one day this summer. And one of the questions I asked him, just kind of nothing to do with the magazine, I said, Coach, when you were at Jacksonville, I said, you know, one of the things I loved that was pretty cool that you started at Jacksonville was when y'all had a road game and you came back off that road game, they went around the square in Jacksonville with police escorts, and and the players hanging out the bus screaming, the fire trucks and the police cars and the sirens are going off. Sometimes it was a long road game. It's 12 midnight. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. They're waking everybody up in Jacksonville, letting them know that the Golden Eagles have won. I said, Coach, you got anything in mind for celebrating a road win out at White Plains? And he said, you know, I think that this is what
no square.
He said,
there's a circle.
Well, this has nothing to do with that, but it does have something to do with what all college football fans in this state are very familiar with. Tonight, they played in New Site against Horseshoe Bend. They won 40-7. They came back, and here's what they're going to do. This is the newest tradition in high school football in East Alabama. Right here, there's Coach Smith, there's Ashley, there's their daughter. They are rolling the big oak tree there at the school. There it is. Okay. He sent me a text. He said, John, we talked about this, and here it is. So when White Plains wins a road game, they're not going to roll Toomer's Corner. They're going to roll the big oak tree at White Plains. The new tradition started tonight out at White Plains. They're going to roll the big oak tree out at White Plains.
Absolutely love it.
What do you guys think about that?
I think it's incredible. That's just building a program. That's good stuff, man. I really like that. That's a great idea.
Leave that out there. I'll run out there on the way home and I'll gather up I'll save toilet paper. I got to go right by there on the way home.
You may have some people that beat you to it because we don't get out of here till real late.
That's true.
All right, folks, it is the time of night or morning, as the case may be, where we tell you who's going to be our Ted's Fours and Beyond Team of the Week. Who's going to get the Tough Guy Trophy from Awards to Remember, the Ted's T-shirts, most importantly, those Aniston Orthopedic score shirts with a score of the game on it. This is a small private school in Northeast Alabama who's taking on all comers. And tonight, they took on one of the traditional names at high school football in Alabama history, a Class 6A school from Metro Mobile playing in the toughest 6A region in the state. Ladies and gentlemen, the Coosa Christian Conquerors are your Ted's Fours and Beyond Team of the Week. We will be coming to Gadsden to award the trophy and the T-shirts to Coach Rush Probst and the Coosa Christian Conquerors. For Coach Michael Short and Chad Barnett and our entire hard-working crew, it has been a long night. We're out of here. We'll see you next week at 10 o'clock right here on After the Game.